Douluo, update the terms, start with incredible luck. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1, Soul Awakening, Random Entries Binding, Please Collect. Douluo Continent. Xiandao City, Lin Family. The annual Family Martial Spirit Awakening Conference is being held in the main hall. Lin Feng, at this moment, subconsciously looked at his body. Just now, he successfully awakened the family inheritance martial spirit, the three-headed flaming sun snake. All the family members watching were happy for him. Not bad, not bad, you are worthy of being the son of the head of the family. There's hope for the inheritance of our Lin family. The respected elder looked at him with a smile. Lin Feng smiled faintly. Lin Feng, from Blue Star. Because of staying up late for a long time to create online articles in the real world. Finally, he was exhausted after 250 hours of uninterrupted creation. He came to this world by accident. It seems that you, old man, Lin Yi, have to hand over the baton of the family. The elder looked at the head of the family, Lin Yi, and his words caused the others to laugh. Lin Yi smiled on his face and took out the soul testing bead to test Lin Feng's soul power level. Zia Feng, stop being silly and go test your soul power. Lin Yi handed the blue crystal ball in his hand to his son Lin Feng, his eyes full of expectation. Boom! The moment Lin Feng placed his palm on the crystal ball, a faint light flashed after it was lit up. This? What's going on? The elder frowned first, and then lamented repeatedly. Did the young master only awaken the 5th level of soul power? It's a pity for this top-notch inherited martial spirit. At this moment, suddenly, a cold mechanical voice came from Lin Feng's mind. The host's awakening martial spirit is detected, and the random entry system is binding. Binding is successful. Lin Feng was stunned. The sudden surprise made his eyes a little dazed. After hearing this mechanical electronic sound, the stone hanging in Lin Feng's heart before awakening finally fell. God will not let down those who work hard. In the 6th year of traveling to this world, I finally have a system. Lin Feng ignored the words of the elder and was only excited. Thinking about the function of this system. His eyes were still on the crystal ball that had long been extinguished. And the scene. In the eyes of my father Lin Yi and the elders, they all thought that Lin Feng was a little discouraged after awakening the low-level soul power. Lin Yi sighed in his heart. Whatever. Although Fenger's soul power is a little low, according to this talent, he is at most a soul emperor. But it doesn't matter. With me here, no one can bully my son. Then Lin Yi breathed a sigh of relief, walked forward with a smile, and patted Lin Feng's shoulder firmly with his heavy palm. Okay, son, isn't it just awakening the 5th level innate soul power? Don't be discouraged, as my son, Lin Yi. How can you be dejected when encountering such a difficulty? Ha ha ha, the head of the family is right, Lin Feng. If you don't follow me to learn the art of refining medicine, and open a clinic together in the future, why not? The third elder stroked his beard and said with a smile. Don't listen to the third elder's nonsense. Let me tell you, Lin Feng, just inherit the title steadily. Don't be like your father, who stays away all year round and doesn't even say he's coming back. The second elder glanced at the third elder, and then said to Lin Feng earnestly. The Lin family is a hereditary earl family that has been passed down for 100 years. And the current head of the family, Lin Yi, is a general of the border army. He naturally has the confidence to say this. When Lin Yi heard the second elder's words, he turned his eyes away helplessly. Hey, you elders, stop arguing. Lin's mother Yi Qingmei walked forward slowly, stroked Lin Feng's head, and her eyes were gentle. As long as Fenger can be healthy and live happily, that's fine. Lin's mother squatted down and touched her head against Lin Feng's forehead. Fenger, don't be unhappy. Although you only have level 5 soul power, it's already very good. Lin Feng has been very smart since he was a child. He is very independent, and he doesn't let his elders worry about big or small things. He studies hard every day and concentrates on martial arts. He kept saying that he wanted to take over his father's burden early. This awakening of soul power must have been a big blow to him. Mother Lin hugged Lin Feng distressedly. Lin Feng, who had come to his senses, broke free from Mother Lin's arms. He looked at everyone with joy. What's wrong with the low soul power? I have a system now, so why should I be afraid of this? Oh. Never mind. The most important thing is to understand the system as soon as possible. Father, mother, elders and grandfathers, I just awakened my martial soul, and I want to familiarize myself with it first, before he finished speaking. Lin Feng took his short steps and ran quickly to his residence. Hey, this brat. You are in a hurry and you think what the grandfather said is useless, the second elder said with a slightly doting and scolding tone. Seeing Lin Feng's appearance, Mother Lin and the third elder also wiped away their previous worries and didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Only Father Lin and the first elder were deeply relieved to see that Lin Feng could still work hard and persevere in such a situation. Each of them secretly made up their minds to train him better. It was already evening when Lin Feng returned to his room. He sat cross-legged on his bed and began to summon the system. A panel with various information words instantly appeared in his mind. Host, Lin Feng, age 6, martial soul, flame sun triceratops, high level, soul power, level 5, entries, confidence, white, Liu genius, green, centennial Douluo, purple, fateful, gray. What is this? What does this entry mean? System prompts that the entry is the host's luck bonus. The host can view the entry content in detail by himself. When the host breaks through the first ring of Soul Master, he will get a new entry, and then he will get one for every 10 levels he breaks through. Lin Feng was a little speechless. Are you doubting my IQ? Don't I know I can check it? This is because your system panel is too bad. You made a system with QQ search. The king of pesticides now has a selection button for the simplified version and the full version. After complaining, Lin Feng began to check the functions of these terms in detail. Confidence, white, I will never give up hope even in difficult situations. System, are you doubting me again? If I, Lin Feng, don't even have this little confidence, I'd be unworthy of being a traverser. Ritual music genius, green, you will have a very high talent in ritual music. What's the use of this talent for ritual music? Douluo is about to usher in the age of gods, and strength is the king. Okay, 100-year Douluo, purple. You will become a titled Douluo in 100 years? 100 years? How can a good person in your family live so long in 100 years? System, you have bad intentions. Hey, something seems wrong. Is this talking about me who doesn't have an awakening system? I didn't expect that without the blessing of the system, I could become a titled Douluo with only the innate 5th level soul power. Lin Feng was a little complacent. It seems that he is a pretty good traverser. Looking at the last still faded, fate is hard, gray, you will experience many hardships in your life, but fortunately you can persevere. Histem, I went through so much hardship to become a titled Douluo. What kind of hard life am I living? Fortunately, he awakened the system, and everything will be different in the future. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief. Readers and friends are welcome to leave comments and criticisms. The author will discuss or modify them with you in a timely manner after seeing them. Here I wish you all a happy new year in advance. Chapter 2 Purple Item? Good luck. Ding. System prompts. Random entries are divided into 5 levels, white, green, purple, gold, and red. Each entry is refreshed every 7 days. The host can choose one of the 3 refreshed entries of the same level, or keep the original entry. During the refresh period, the host has a chance to trigger a critical hit and upgrade the entry level. The explosion rate of white to green entries. 10%, the explosion rate of green to purple entries. 1%, the explosion rate of purple to gold entries. 0.01%, and the explosion rate of gold to red entries. 0.00001%. Oh? That's it. 1 in 10 probability. That means I can upgrade white to green in 70 days, that is, 2 months. It can be upgraded to purple in 2 years. But it's not certain. Who can say for sure about this probability metaphysics? After waking up from a dream, Lin Feng looked serious and looked at the information on the panel again. No? The system only has 5 levels of entries in total. What's the matter with this gray entry? Ding. System prompt. The appearance of gray entries proves that the host has bad luck, but will not die because of it. Once a black entry appears, it proves that the host is about to die prematurely or die tragically. The probability of gray being refreshed and upgraded to white entries is 10%. Premature death? Tragic death? So scary. Phew, fortunately, he doesn't have a black entry. Lin Feng sighed with relief. Now there is only 1 gray entry. I believe that this gray entry can be removed in less than 2 months. Let's refresh the entry now and try it. For a moment, Lin Feng looked embarrassed. Which one should I do first? An entry like Centennial Douluo is actually purple. It seems that the purple entry should have a high gold content. Then let's refresh the highest purple first. Lin Feng's eyes were firm and he looked at the panel expectantly. I wonder what the result will be after refreshing. Ling. The Centennial Douluo entry has been refreshed. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Romance, purple. Even if you do nothing, there will be many beautiful women who will fall in love with you. Title qualification, purple. You have innate full soul power. As long as you don't die midway, you can successfully break through the Titled Douluo lucky fortune, purple. No matter what you do, you will have very good luck. Small misfortunes will automatically avoid you, and big misfortunes will be interdependent. After you suffer misfortunes, you will get corresponding rewards. What? It turned out to be lucky fortune. This pack should choose it. Lin Feng was overjoyed. What peach blossom luck. Title qualification. Is it good to have lucky fortune? Lin Feng chose lucky fortune without hesitation. Ling. The entry, 100 years of title, has been updated to lucky fortune. After the entry was updated, he felt that his luck was indeed a little better. Now with a luck bonus of lucky fortune, he refreshed it again. I dare not imagine what it will be like. Lin Feng rubbed his fists and refreshed the white entry casually. He silently wished that the system would give him a good entry. System. Give me a good entry, preferably one that can beat the sky, the earth, and the air. Ling. The confidence entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Roar. It's an entry upgrade. System, are you so awesome? Lin Feng exclaimed. It's worthy of being called Hongyan Kishan. With the upgrade, how could he choose to keep it? It must be upgraded. Mastering, green. You can quickly master soul skills and have good combat instincts. Taste of a wok, green. Your tongue can taste a variety of flavors, which is very suitable for becoming a chef. Reading 10 lines at a glance, green. You will read 10 lines at a glance and learn anything quickly. These 3 entries. Lin Feng took a look and seemed to have discovered some pattern. It seems that if it is a life-related entry such as ritual and music genius and taste of a wok, green can already make him have top talent. But fighting and learning can only make him a good genius. He will definitely not choose the god of cooking. Should I fight or learn? Lin Feng hesitated a little, holding his chin with one hand and began to think. If he studied, although he could learn to fight, he could not learn the actual fighting instinct. But the advantage of learning genius is that he can learn anything. Lin Feng remembered that his family had been passed down for hundreds of years, and there were indeed some secrets to learn. For example, the ring fusion technique. Anyway, it can be refreshed after 7 days, so just pick one at random. After thinking, Lin Feng made a choice. System, I choose to read 10 lines at a glance. Ling. The entry, confidence, has been refreshed to read 10 lines at a glance. The moment it was refreshed, Lin Feng's head seemed to be filled with something. After a trance, Lin Feng's consciousness became clear again in his mind, and he was a little surprised. He clearly felt that his mind was clearer than before, and his memory was better. Looking at the dense text of the system, it really read 10 lines at a glance. This feeling, reading very fast. What if this is used to read novels? Other members read 1 book a day, and he reads 10 directly. That's 300 books a month, guaranteed to make money. I don't have to worry about reading too slowly anymore. I calmed down. Lin Feng then refreshed the ritual and music genius. I had triggered the upgrade just now. Can I upgrade it again this time? Ling. The ritual and music genius entry has been refreshed. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Forging hands, green. Your hands are very flexible and you can forge good weapons. Slightly talented, green. You have an innate 7th level soul power. Language of 10,000 beasts, green. You can understand the language of most soul beasts, but you can't communicate with them. When I saw the entry on the panel, it was not upgraded. Tisk. It seems that even if you are lucky, you can't have such good luck every time. Then, Lin Feng began to analyze the refreshed entries. The language of 10,000 beasts. It's useless for me to just understand what soul beasts say. Forging hands? System, I ask you, do I have the production drawings of Tang's sex hidden weapons? Lin Feng felt helpless. Then he waved his hand. There was no other way. Then I can only choose the innate 7th level soul power. Soul power becomes level 7, This talent is enough in the early stage. The selection is over. In the end, only this gray entry is left, ill-fated. Although he has good luck now, based on the result just now, Lin Feng is not sure that he can offset this gray entry. Thinking of this, Lin Feng forced an arc on his lips, put his hands together and prayed devoutly in his heart. Please refresh the gray entry. What if I suffer hardships and opportunities in the future? Fall off the cliff to gain divine power, the whole family is killed to awaken the talent, and I am seriously injured and dying to break through the realm. Wouldn't this be both ill-fated and lucky? I don't want this. Lin Feng looked at the only ill-fated left on the system in his mind. He chose to refresh nervously. Ling. The imperfect fate entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Prosperity, white. You can get 1 gold soul coin every day. Growth in adversity, white. You will gain perseverance when you encounter difficulties. Deposed immortal from heaven, white. You have outstanding temperament, like an immortal, and your appearance reaches its peak after adulthood. But just being handsome is useless. When a clear mechanical sound rang out, Lin Feng looked at the panel with a smile on his face and raised his hands excitedly. It actually triggered the entry upgrade again. Good luck and sincerity never lied to me. Lin Feng quickly read the refreshed entries and couldn't help but complain in his heart. A source of wealth? Does the system look down on the strength of his Earl family, or does it look down on his second uncle who can make money? And system, can you update your entry library quickly? To be honest, what is the difference between this second growth in adversity and the previous confidence? Lin Feng looked at the system with contempt and gave the system a middle finger. But fortunately, there are no gray entries now, and it seems that his fate will be in the limelight in the future. As he said, Lin Feng's white teeth appeared at the corners of his mouth, and his eyes were filled with happiness. After coming back to his senses, Lin Feng continued to read. The last one, exiled immortal from heaven, can change his temperament. What does your system know? Who said that being handsome is useless? If you were on Blue Star, you would be very popular if you were handsome and had outstanding temperament, okay? In addition to his current status in Douluo, he is definitely tall, rich and handsome. This one is much better than the other 2. System, I choose exiled immortal from heaven, Ling. The entry, misfortune, has been refreshed to exiled immortal from heaven. As soon as the words fell, Lin Feng felt the changes. He looked in the mirror and was pleasantly surprised. Although his appearance had not changed much, he looked much more handsome. The clear eyes were clean and bright in the black and white dyes, without a speck of dust. An elegant, free temperament and demeanor emanated from him from the inside out. Well, this is what I originally looked like, Lin Feng nodded proudly. After making his choice, Lin Feng checked his personal panel again. Host, Lin Feng, age 6, martial soul, flaming sun triceratops, high level, soul power, level 7, entries, reading 10 lines at a glance, green, slightly talented, green, great luck, purple, exiled immortal from heaven, white. Lin Feng's eyes stayed on the panel, and the corners of his mouth slightly raised. With the help of great luck, he is now very satisfied with the entries on the panel. He put away the panel. Lin Feng remembered that he had not carefully looked at his martial soul since he awakened from the system today. He immediately summoned his martial soul. Flaming Sun Triceratops, martial soul activated. Flaming Sun Triceratops, the inherited martial soul of the Lin family, is not a top martial soul in the martial soul rankings. But it is already a very good high-level martial soul. After the martial soul possessed Lin Feng, his eyes radiated flames, and a red light surrounded his body. He felt the abundant soul power in his body. He couldn't help but imagine what he would look like in the future when he became a god. The sky outside the window was full of stars. After sitting for a long time, Lin Feng lay lazily on the bed. The light on his body has disappeared. Only the sound of shallow breathing remains. Chapter 3, Failed to become a disciple, met Dugu Yan. The next day, Lin's mother knocked on Lin Feng's door early in the morning. Lin Feng, who was sleeping soundly, woke up from his sweet dream with a rustle. His eyes were hazy. Lin's mother knocked on the door again without panic. Fenger, don't sleep, your father found a master for you, Soul Douluo. Haven't you always wanted to practice? After hearing the words Soul Douluo and practice, Lin Feng, who was sleepy, instantly lost his sleepiness, opened the quilt with bright eyes, and got out of bed quickly. If the system said yesterday, The most important thing at the moment is to practice and become a first-rank soul master as soon as possible and unlock new entries. Lin Feng opened the door and said excitedly, "Really? Mother," Lin's father had mentioned to him in the morning that Soul Douluo would accept a disciple. Lin's father was often away from home fighting. Lin's mother was at home managing the family affairs and had almost no time to take care of him. Lin's mother looked at Lin Feng, a little confused. When did her son's appearance and temperament change so much? Is it an illusion? Never mind. Now that Soul Douluo is willing to accept Fenger as his apprentice, Lin's mother is really happy for Lin Feng. Of course it's true. Let's go. I'll take you to find your father. After a while, Lin's mother took Lin Feng to the Lin family's hall. Before they went in, Lin's mother saw Lin's father sitting on a master's chair. His face was ashen, his eyes were gnashing with anger. Suddenly, Lin Yi stood up and punched the square table next to him. Bang! Lin's mother was startled by the sound. It was rare for Lin Yi to lose his temper. What happened today? Did you encounter something unpleasant? Lin's mother let go of her son's hand. After leaving Lin Feng outside the hall, she walked up quickly and asked patiently. Lin's mother held his arm with one hand, and her eyes did not forget to look around. How come Master Gao Chuan of Soul Douluo, who was there just now, is not here now? Could it be? Where is Master Gao? She asked with her head down. Lin Yi's voice was stern after hearing Master Gao's words. His temper, which had just calmed down, was once again filled with anger. This Gao Chuan, it was agreed that he would take our son as his disciple, but he left first because he despised Fenger's innate soul power of only level 5, on the pretext of feeling unwell. What does he mean by this? Does he look down on my Lin family? Or does he look down on the kindness my Lin family showed him before? After hearing Lin Yi's rebuke, Lin's mother finally understood what was going on and comforted him softly. My husband, this is what made you so angry. Calm down. Without Gao Chuan, don't we still have you? Can't you teach our son? After a few words, Lin Yi's anger slowly subsided, and then he noticed Lin Feng, who was still outside the hall. Fenger was standing there quietly, waiting for him obediently. Mother Lin let go of Lin Yi's arm, walked over and leaned over to stroke Lin Feng's head, and whispered with a slightly guilty look, Fenger, I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you this time. I'm afraid that the Soul Douluo thing I just told you about accepting you as a disciple won't work. Lin Feng had just figured out the reason why Father Lin was angry, and naturally thought of a good excuse to comfort Mother Lin. Mother, I don't blame you. Without Soul Douluo, I still have my father, mother, uncle and brothers. They can all teach me to practice. Well, my dear son, we are here. We support whatever you want to do. Mother Lin was moved by Lin Feng's answer. She put her arms around Lin Feng and leaned his head on her shoulder. Lin Feng was always very sensible. They didn't have to worry about anything since he was a child. Inside the house, Lin Yi looked at the warm mother and son. He suddenly felt that he was a little redundant. But he couldn't help but smile. After thinking for a while, Lin Yi stood up and walked forward, saying to Lin Feng solemnly, Son, that's right, without Soul Douluo to teach you, we still have you. In the future, your father will personally teach you to cultivate a soul master. Your martial soul is the family-inherited martial soul, the three-headed serpent of the flaming sun. Learning from your father's experience will surely achieve twice the result with half the effort. Lin's mother stood up and looked at Lin Yi with admiration. Yes, son, with your father's teaching, your future growth will surely be faster. Now your father is a general, and his soul power has reached the level of soul saint at the age of 44. If I hadn't seen your father's outstanding ability when I was young, even if we were childhood sweethearts, I would not marry your father. As she said that, Lin's mother's face flushed with shyness, and she lowered her eyes slightly. Lin's father smiled embarrassedly. Lin Feng looked serious. He took the hands of Lin's father and Lin's mother. He said word by word, Mother, in the past few days since father came home, I often heard father mention that the war at the border is tight. If it weren't for the awakening of the family's martial spirit this time, father would still be at the border. I heard everything you said outside just now. I thought about it myself. I want to go to the Soul Master Academy to study. After hearing what Lin Feng said, Lin's father and mother looked at each other with shock on their faces. Then they smiled knowingly, and finally looked at him dotingly. Lin Yu thought to himself, if Lin Feng goes to the Soul Master Academy to study, first, he can concentrate on the war at the border. Second, he can rest assured that your King Mei will take care of him at home while he is studying at the academy. Fenger is considering them. After careful consideration, Lin Yu said, "Son, since you have the idea of going to the academy, your mother and I will definitely support you with all our strength. I will also come back often to accompany you and your mother." "Okay, thank you, father." After Lin Feng's Yang got the consent of his father, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Lin's mother beside him smiled and looked at Lin Feng. "Okay, then let our Fenger go to the Junior Royal Soul Master Academy." 3 days later, the Junior Royal Soul Master Academy, the new term started. In front of the Academy Square, a magnificent arch rose from the ground. From a distance, it looked like a royal sword coming from the air, piercing people's hearts. Lin Feng looked at the gate and couldn't help sighing. Anyone who can go to school in this place. If they are not princes, they must be nobles. Lin Feng completed the admission procedures, following the arrangement of the academy teacher. After claiming the dormitory, he came to the classroom. Suddenly, a little girl sat next to Lin Feng. This person has short dark purple hair, which looks very heroic. Although it is not stunning, it has a kind of enchanting charm. It is in sharp contrast with her cute face. "Hello, my name is Dugu Yan, and I am your classmate." Dugu Yan played with her emerald green nails. A pair of dark green eyes looked at Lin Feng lazily and said. Lin Feng was stunned by Dugu Yan's eyes for a while. Dugu Yan? He was actually in the same grade as her, which meant that he was exactly 7 years older than Tang San. The eldest Prince Zhu King was only 8 years old now, and his identity had not yet been occupied by Jin Ringsu. This time point was very early. He had plenty of time to make some arrangements. Moreover, Dugu Yan was the granddaughter of poisoned Douluo. If he met her, he would have a way to obtain immortal grass in the future. He was so lucky. Could it be because of Hongai and Kishin? He lost his soul Douluo master, but got Dugu Yan in exchange. He made a fortune. The two looked at each other for a few seconds. "What are you looking at?" "I'm talking to you." Dugu Yan was a little impatient, and stood up and approached Lin Feng. She stared at him with her eyes. There was a fierce aura in her sharp eyes, which made people shudder. Lin Feng was stared at by this look, and then he came back to his senses. "Lin Feng." Lin Feng stretched out his hand and introduced himself. Chapter 4, She Brothers Yi Lingling. "Lin Feng? Humph. I know." Dugu Yan looked proud. Just when she wanted to say something to Lin Feng again, a young female teacher with distinct features and a plump figure. She walked in from the classroom door with light and steady steps. "Students, be quiet, hurry back to your seats." The students were attracted by the sudden voice. Their eyes looked for the source of the voice. When the students' eyes stopped on the new female teacher, the lively classroom suddenly became silent. Lin Feng followed her and looked. The young female teacher standing on the podium had a straight figure and cold and deep eyes. The curve of her chest was slightly raised. A pair of slender legs were graceful and round, and the calves were slender and smooth. A pair of eyes like jade bones were delicate, smooth, tender and smooth. If it were on Blue Star, such a figure would be considered the best. Lin Feng couldn't help but admire it again and again. The silence did not last long. The silent classroom suddenly rang with the sound of frogs. Lin Feng was a little speechless. How come this group of people seemed to have never seen a beautiful woman? They were no match for him, who had seen countless goddesses. Then, he glanced away with disdain. Just at this moment, his eyes met Dugu Yan, who also turned his head. HMPH. "Man." Dugu Yan turned his head again with annoyance and looked at the podium. "Are you a man?" Lin Feng was a little speechless. The young female teacher seemed to have expected this kind of scene. Her eyes were calm and her tone was cold, which made everyone quiet down. "Hello, students. My name is Bing Yuji, and I am your class teacher. Welcome to the Junior Royal Soul Master Academy. You can come to me if you have any questions about your study and life in the future. Let's start our first class for freshmen. Students, please introduce yourself according to your seats." Bing Yuji spoke loudly. The sharpness between her eyebrows seemed to not allow anyone to question it. Then, the first to come on stage to introduce themselves was a pair of boys who looked quite similar. The two walked to the front of the stage together with steady steps. "Hello everyone. My name is Shimo, and I'm Shimo's younger brother." Shimo introduced himself in a naive manner. "Hello everyone. My name is Shimo. I'm 7 years old this year, and I'm Shimo's older brother." Shimo, who was standing next to him, also responded calmly. It turned out that these two, Shimo and Shimo, would be the third and fourth figures of the future royal fighting team. Lin Feng was a little surprised. 7 years old? Shouldn't that mean they should be in the second grade? Who knows? Everyone was puzzled and looked at the two brothers on the stage. They saw that their martial spirits were activated. The black tortoise shells with green light all over them attached to the two people, forming a defense like a city wall. Suddenly, a yellow soul ring rose under Shimo's feet. Soul ring? Soul master? Shimo spoke slowly with a proud face. Martial spirit, black tortoise, 12th level defense type combat soul master. Suddenly, there were constant exclamations from the audience. So amazing, he's already a spirit master right after entering school, oh my god. So strong. When the audience quieted down, Shimo looked satisfied. Then he explained in an orderly manner. Due to my family's arrangement, so I went to school a year later with my brother Shimo. Everyone suddenly realized, it's not bad to become a spirit master at the age of 7. Next, Bing Uji said calmly on the stage. At this time, a boy with a fierce face and rough skin walked up. Hello everyone, I'm Wang Lei from the Wang family of Xiandao City, and my father is Marcus Wang Ben. My martial soul is a violent giant bear, with a congenital spirit power of level 7, and a strong attack system. Wang Lei raised his head and looked at the audience with disdain. Next, Bing Uji glanced at Wang Lei with a calm look and let him go. Even after walking off the podium, Wang Lei still straightened his chest and looked down on everyone. Hello everyone. Suddenly, a slender girl with a cold temperament attracted Lin Feng's attention. Hello everyone, my name is Yi Lingling, martial soul, 9 heart begonia, innate soul power level 7, support system, Yi Lingling? 9 heart begonia martial soul. Lin Feng was overjoyed. He didn't expect that in addition to Dugu Yan, whom he already knew, the Shi brothers and Yi Lingling were also in the same year and class as him. This luck is too good. Wait until Dugu Yan came on stage. Hello everyone, I am Dugu Yan, martial soul, violent snake, innate soul power level 8, control system. Maybe it was because she lived alone with her grandfather Dugubo since she was a child. Dugu Yan looked at the people in the audience with pride, but mixed with a hint of indifference. Soon, the classmates in the class finished introducing themselves one by one. Finally, Bing Uji briefly talked about the rules and regulations of the academy and left the class early. Lin Feng originally wanted to find an opportunity to get in touch with Dugu Yan after the class. After all, the fat meat at the mouth can't be left uneaten. Dugu Yan happened to be sitting nearby, fiddling with something and not leaving for a long time. So, Lin Feng took the initiative to speak. Dugu Yan, do you want to go to the academy together? Dugu Yan first glanced at Lin Feng with a cold look. Lin Feng had short black hair, slender and sharp black eyes, and angular features, which were all in her favorite spots. He was quite handsome and had a good temperament. After thinking for a while, Dugu Yan accepted Lin Feng's request. Okay, Lin Feng, but wait until I finish painting my nails. Looking carefully, Dugu Yan had not left. It turned out that he was still fiddling with his nails. Lin Feng was happy in his heart. It seemed that Dugu Yan did not hate him. Then the plan he had thought of before was settled. Now the opportunity has been presented to him. If he can't grasp it well, he will really be ashamed of Hongyan Kishin. Just as he was waiting, suddenly, several figures stood in front of him, led by Wang Lei, the son of the Marquis. Wang Lei's eyes were mocking. Lin Feng, you are just the son of an earl, and you are just a waste with only level 5 soul power. What qualifications do you have to invite Miss Yaner? Why don't you take a piss and look at yourself to see if you are worthy? He said disdainfully. Lin Feng was a little confused for a moment. No, brother, do I know you well? Watch your mouth. Who are you calling a waste? Lin Feng said dissatisfiedly. Wang Lei puffed out his chest and pointed at Lin Feng's nose. What's wrong with me scolding you? I have level 7 soul power, my father Wang Ben. Do you know that? After saying that, he didn't forget to smile smugly. Wang Lei thought to himself. Miss Yaner is the granddaughter of Titled Douluo Dugubo. If I am lucky enough to climb up her high branch, won't my future take off? Retracting his thoughts, Wang Lei looked at Dugu Yan who was sitting beside him with a flattering face. Miss Yaner, let me take you around the academy. I've been to the academy several times with my father before. I'm familiar with this place. Chapter 5, Son of the Marquis? I'm targeting you. During the conversation, Lin Feng saw through Wang Lei's purpose. He couldn't help but think that anyone would dare to come to him to cause trouble. Lin Feng stood up and left his seat. The corners of his mouth slightly raised. One hand grabbed Dugu Yan's arm. What if I don't agree? Dugu Yan, who was sitting, was stunned. For a moment, her face was blank and she didn't know what to do. But she didn't refuse Lin Feng's physical contact. After all, when she first saw Lin Feng, she was attracted by Lin Feng's appearance and temperament. Dugu Yan just looked at the two quietly. When Wang Lei saw Lin Feng's actions, his eyes instantly turned red and he was furious. "Lin Feng, you dare!" As he said that, a fist as big as a steamed bun attacked Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled lightly, his expression calm. "Everyone, watch carefully." He was the first to start. Then, he released his right hand holding Dugu Yan's wrist and met him firmly and powerfully. At the moment when the palm touched the fist, Lin Feng quickly moved his palm to Wang Lei's wrist. He used his palm to pull Wang Lei towards him. He exerted force on his shoulder. All in one go. He threw Wang Lei 360 degrees. Ouch, damn. Wang Lei, who fell flat on his face, had a nosebleed. But it wasn't over yet. Lin Feng stepped on his back and grabbed one of his hands. "Lin Feng, let go of me, let's fight again if you dare." Wang Lei, who was pressed to the ground, gritted his teeth and continued to shout. "Wang Lei, you and I are classmates and should get along well. You spoke rudely to me without any reason, and then fought. You dare to shout here even though you have already lost. I will teach you a lesson on behalf of your father, the Marquis, for your ignorant temper." Lin Feng's eyes were full of fighting spirit, his eyes were cold and sharp. The hand that controlled Wang Lei's wrist secretly increased its strength. It hurts, I was wrong. Is it okay that I was wrong? I won't dare to do it again next time." Wang Lei's face was distorted with pain, and he began to beg for mercy. Seeing him give in, Lin Feng slowly put away his tense hands. Wang Lei quickly got up and hid in the crowd watching the excitement. He stared at Lin Feng fiercely. At this time, Dugu Yan, who was sitting on the side, looked at Lin Feng again. There was some tenderness and admiration in her eyes. Lin Feng was quite handsome when fighting. She liked strong men. At the same time, the students watching around kept whispering. "This is the Royal Academy. Private fights are prohibited in the academy. The two of them are fighting in broad daylight. They are probably going to get into trouble." Isn't Wang Lei's soul power level 7? How could he be pinned to the ground and beaten by Lin Feng, who has a soul power level 5? He can't do it. Don't say anything. Maybe it's because he didn't perform well. Besides, he is the son of a Marquis. Let's say less. What's wrong with being a Marquis? Everyone has a background. Wang Lei listened to the words of his classmates. He felt that he had lost face in front of Lin Feng and was furious. "Lin Feng, my father is Wang Ben, and I am the son of a Marquis in Xiandao City. You dare to hit me? Just wait for me to tell my father." Wang Lei endured the pain and said viciously. "Enough, Wang Lei, losing is losing. Calling you father, can't you afford to lose? If you are not convinced, do you want me to tell my grandfather?" Dugu Yan suddenly stood up and said disdainfully. Good, you two are bullying me." "Lin Feng, you wait, there will be a day when you cry." Wang Lei knew that he could not be an enemy of Dugu Yan, so he said something cruel and ran away from the crowd with his bleeding nose. "What are you looking at? Go away." Dugu Yan's cold eyes swept across the crowd. The dark and piercing dangerous aura in her eyes instantly enveloped everyone. Seeing this, the onlookers left the classroom one after another. No one wanted to offend the granddaughter of the Titled Douluo on the first day of school. After everyone left, only Lin Feng and Dugu Yan were left in the classroom. Dugu Yan retracted her gaze, her eyes returned to calm, and looked at Lin Feng on the side. Lin Feng slowly stood up and looked at Dugu Yan with a smile in her eyes. Before, her impression of Dugu Yan was still a proud girl. Unexpectedly, she just stood up to help him out and even brought up her grandfather. HMPH. Troublemaker. Dugu Yan first glanced at Lin Feng. Then she stared at him straight. Lin Feng looked helpless. "Miss, how many times have you hummed in this day? Is this the only word you can hum when you are arrogant?" Lin Feng looked at Dugu Yan's arrogant look and couldn't help laughing. "You are still laughing? Didn't you just hear your classmates say that the academy prohibits private fights? Just wait to make a self-criticism and invite your parents." Dugu Yan was a little upset when she saw Lin Feng's look. "It's okay, isn't it you who saved me? Thank you, Dugu Yan." Lin Feng looked at Dugu Yan and said seriously. Especially when he said thank you at the end. He looked straight into Dugu Yan's eyes, affectionately. Dugu Yan's face was a little hot when she was stared at by Lin Feng. Seeing this, Lin Feng took her hand. "Let's go. Didn't we just agree to go around the academy together?" "Yes, Dugu Yan nodded at a loss, and then was pulled out of the classroom by Lin Feng. Just after leaving the classroom, a stone path surrounded by green plants on both sides came into view. Lin Feng and Dugu Yan walked in the middle of the path. Dugu Yan picked a rose beside her and lowered her head to smell it. "It smells so good, Lin Feng, come and smell it." Dugu Yan turned around and said to Lin Feng, who was walking behind. Lin Feng walked forward with a smile and approached Dugu Yan's outstretched hand. It's really fragrant." Lin Feng, who took a sip and felt refreshed, said. "It's a pity that there is no soul power. It's much worse than the flowers in my grandfather's back garden." Dugu Yan smiled and said proudly. Passing through the green belt, Lin Feng and Dugu Yan came to a bamboo forest in the academy. The breeze blew. The bamboo forest full of branches and leaves rustled. Lin Feng picked up a straight bamboo stick from the ground. He imitated Lan Xing's memory and swung a set of stick techniques. "So cool. Lin Feng, what are you dancing?" Dugu Yan clapped his hands and cheered. He followed Lin Feng and learned it in the same way. "This is a set of dog-beating stick techniques recorded in an ancient book of my family." Lin Feng made up an excuse. Then the two passed by the college cafeteria. The aroma that came to their faces was intoxicating. However, Dugu Yan was still walking forward alone. When Lin Feng looked up again, "Isn't this his dormitory? Lin Feng, can you take me in to have a look?" Dugu Yan asked Lin Feng with curiosity. Chapter 6, Soul Fusion. The Green Phosphorus Three-Headed Snake. Boys' dormitory? Big sister, why are you, a girl, curious about the boys' dormitory? No, the college has a rule that men and women are not allowed to visit each other's dormitories. Besides, what's so good about the boys' dormitory? Lin Feng said with a serious face. No matter, I don't care, just take me in to have a look. I'm curious, I haven't been to the boys' dormitory yet. Dugu Yan squatted down on her own, tilted her head and blinked her eyes. She gently put her hands together, raised the corners of her mouth, and smiled. Please, please, just this once. Dugu Yan stretched out a finger and looked at Lin Feng eagerly again. Lin Feng was speechless. It's true that you haven't seen the boys' dormitory, but you said it as if you had seen the girls' dormitory. But looking down at Dugu Yan's cute look of begging him, his heart softened. It's agreed, just this time, Lin Feng said helplessly. Then, Lin Feng pulled up the squatting Dugu Yan. The two of them pressed against the dormitory wall. I'll pretend to chat with the dormitory teacher later. You take the opportunity to sneak in from behind. Did you hear clearly? Lin Feng whispered to Dugu Yan. I heard clearly. Dugu Yan clenched his fists, and looked at Lin Feng with a firm face and bright eyes. Lin Feng smiled at Dugu Yan and subconsciously patted Dugu Yan's head. Then I'll go first. As he said that, he strode into the dormitory. Auntie, I want to ask where the bathroom in the dormitory is. I can't find it, Lin Feng said in a baby voice like a child. The elderly dormitory aunt looked at the cute Lin Feng. Little boy, can't you find the bathroom? Come on, Auntie will take you there. Just as the dormitory aunt turned around to take Lin Feng to find the bathroom, Lin Feng hurriedly turned his head and gestured to Dugu Yan, who was hiding in the corner of the wall. Come in, Lin Feng kept reminding by imitating the mouth shape. Dugu Yan saw the message Lin Feng sent to him, tiptoeing towards the dormitory door. At this time, Lin Feng also hurried forward and took the hand of the dormitory aunt. At the end of the corridor, when they were about to reach the bathroom, Lin Feng turned his head and saw Dugu Yan hiding safely in a corner under the stairs. Then he spoke. Auntie, I remember the bathroom is in front, Lin Feng said to the dormitory aunt with a smile on his face. Okay, the child has a good memory, then Auntie will go back first, the dormitory aunt said kindly. Lin Feng stayed alone in the bathroom for a while. Wait until he was sure that the dormitory aunt stayed in the duty room. In a flash, he trotted to the place where Dugu Yan was hiding. He took her hand and quickly went upstairs. The two came to the door of the room where Lin Feng lived. There was a faint wood fragrance in front of him. Pushing the door open, Dugu Yan took a look. The furnishings in Lin Feng's room were in full view. A sandalwood desk, a bed, and a wardrobe. There were quite a few books on the small desk. Lin Feng, do you like reading? Dugu Yan asked thoughtfully as she walked into the room. Yes, books can enrich your horizons. Lin Feng straightened his body and answered without thinking. Someone from Blue Star once said. Are the books on the bookshelf for yourself? They are for others. I can't believe it, Lin Feng. I find that you are really different from other children, Dugu Yan said to Lin Feng with her hands behind her back and a smile on her face. What's the difference? Lin Feng was a little confused and asked carefully. She wouldn't realize that she was not this age. You can take me to play sincerely, and you are willing to accompany me to do what I want to do. Others are afraid of me and don't like them, Dugu Yan said seriously. Just because of this, Lin Feng didn't expect this to be the case and couldn't help laughing. It seems that his equal treatment made this young lady interested in him. After a while, Dugu Yan looked around the room and felt a little bored. Your room is bare, so boring, Lin Feng, let's go somewhere else to play. Unknowingly, Lin Feng and Dugu Yan came to the back mountain of the college. They were deeply shocked by the scene in front of them. They didn't expect a college to be so big. There was a big lake under the back mountain. The water from the fountain in the distance fell on the lake, creating ripples. Lin Feng accompanied Dugu Yan to play and fight in this landscape. When they were tired of playing, they sat down on a stone by the lake and felt a breeze. Suddenly, Dugu Yan stared at Lin Feng for a long time. Dugu Yan, why are you looking at me? Lin Feng asked her puzzledly. Wouldn't it be to let her see that he was too close to her? No, if she really asked later, he would have to think of a reason. Lin Feng thought to himself. Lin Feng, I don't know why, I suddenly have a very subtle feeling now, Dugu Yan said seriously. Feeling? What feeling? Lin Feng was a little confused. Dugu Yan frowned slightly and did not answer. Instead, she moved her body towards Lin Feng. Put her nose close to Lin Feng. Sniffed something carefully. Lin Feng was stunned at first. After thinking for a while, a faint smile appeared on his face. It seems that he was overthinking before. Is he so unrestrained at such a young age? Although he did not have this plan, it was okay to enjoy it. At this moment, the moment the tip of her nose touched Lin Feng, Dugu Yan's eyes were puzzled. As if she had discovered something, she raised her head and glanced at Lin Feng. At this time, a warm current surged in her heart. Dugu Yan could actually feel that this warm current set off waves of soul power fluctuations in her body. Lin Feng, did you feel it? Lin Feng was shocked at this time, and his body was like an electric current, and he shuddered. What is this? No, it seems to be a fusion of martial souls, he said in surprise. Just before Lin Feng finished speaking, two dazzling lights exploded on the two of them. A red three-headed snake appeared. Its body was covered with poisonous fog. Its lower body was like a giant python, its upper body was as thick as a water tank, and its chest was covered with hard green scales. The three snake heads were ferocious and terrifying, and there was green eyeshadow around the cold snake pupils. Dugu Yan's voice sounded inside the three-headed snake. What is this? Dugu Yan asked in shock. Dugu Yan, this is the fusion of martial souls. I didn't expect that the two of us could actually fuse martial souls, Lin Feng was overjoyed and couldn't help but say. After his Yan'ang three-headed snake and Dugu Yan's green phosphorus snake merged with each other, not only was the defense higher, but the three snake heads could also release poisonous fog at the same time. Moreover, people burned by the poisonous fog would be eroded by the fire poison, which was very difficult to remove. Martial soul fusion. Dugu Yan had heard about it from Dugu Bo before, but had never really seen it. The fusion of martial souls not only increased the attributes of the martial soul itself, but also increased the effects of the martial soul's various skills exponentially. Out of curiosity, Dugu Yan tried to use soul power to control the direction of the three-headed snake. The three-headed snake didn't move at all. What's going on? Dugu Yan was a little puzzled and increased the soul power in her hand again. She found that the three-headed snake still showed no signs of moving. Dugu Yan, I am the one who controls the fusion of martial souls. Lin Feng, who was standing by, couldn't help but laugh when he saw her trying unsuccessfully. Dugu Yan was a little unhappy after hearing Lin Feng's words. Lin Feng, give me the control. Dugu Yan was overjoyed after receiving the control. She controlled the three-headed snake to crawl in the mountains and swim on the lake. Lin Feng watched her quietly in the body of the three-headed snake. Just when Dugu Yan was having fun, a flash of light disappeared in an instant. The soul power of the two was exhausted, and the fusion of martial souls disintegrated. Chapter 7 Lin Feng, you are my best friend. I didn't expect that you and I could fuse our spirits. It turns out that my intuition was right, the feeling just now was the fusion of our spirits. Dugu Yan, who was sitting on the stone, said breathlessly. But Lin Feng, when our two spirits merged, why did I clearly feel that your spirit power was not level 5? After thinking about it, Lin Feng did not intend to hide his own spirit power level from Dugu Yan. Yes, in fact, my innate spirit power is not level 5, but this is a secret of mine. Can you keep it secret for me? He smiled and looked at Dugu Yan. Yes, I will definitely keep it secret for you. Dugu Yan nodded affirmatively and patted his chest confidently. At the same time, a warm feeling rose in his heart. Dugu Yan thought to himself, is Lin Feng trusting me? After spending most of the day with Lin Feng, in my heart, I have already regarded Lin Feng as the first friend I have made in my life. It feels good to be trusted by friends. Lin Feng, what do you think we should call our fusion of martial souls? Well, how about the green phosphorus three-headed snake? Your martial soul is the green phosphorus snake, and mine is the flaming sun three-headed snake, so together they are the green phosphorus three-headed snake. Hey, what a good name. Let's call it this. Dugu Yan's eyes lit up, and he immediately decided. Green phosphorus three-headed snake, I have a fusion of martial souls. Ha ha ha, gurgle while laughing. Dugu Yan's stomach made a sound. Lin Feng, I'm hungry. Dugu Yan, who was sitting, said to Lin Feng beside him. Let's go to the cafeteria to eat, Lin Feng replied with a smile. After half a day of getting along, Dugu Yan's attitude towards him has changed a lot. Lin Feng thought to himself. Push open the door of the restaurant. The gorgeous crystal chandelier on the ceiling, the simple wooden tables and chairs, the small and exquisite bar, exude an aristocratic atmosphere everywhere. The dazzling array of food in the dining area is overwhelming, and the aroma is overflowing. Not only are there various kinds of precious wild fruits, but there are also countless kinds of soul beast meat cooked in the previous year. For a moment, Dugu Yan was in a dilemma when looking at the food around. I want to eat this, and I want to eat that too. What should I do? Dugu Yan frowned and looked tangled. Lin Feng watched Dugu Yan's eyes jump between the various foods. He simply ordered some of the food that her eyes had stopped on. Why is it so expensive? Such a small amount of food costs 100 gold soul coins. When the bill was handed to the two, Dugu Yan exclaimed. Dugu Yan, who was not often out, didn't know the value of the things she ordered. But she knew in her heart that 100 gold soul coins was a considerable amount. Lin Feng just smiled and paid it immediately. As the son of an earl, this amount of money was still a drizzle for him. If there was a day when he was short of money, he would go to his second uncle without hesitation. The food was served. Delicious. Dugu Yan filled her mouth with food. She smiled at Lin Feng with her mouth puffed out. Although Dugu Yan ate very quickly, she still maintained the upbringing of a lady from a noble family. Halfway through the battle, she saw that she couldn't finish the food on the table. Finally, she stared at the soul beast meat on the plate and stuffed a few pieces into her mouth. Lin Feng smiled bitterly. This child must be a starving ghost. She didn't eat the rare wild fruits that replenished her soul power and didn't take up space in her stomach, but stared at the meat in front of her. When he was a child, Lin's father told him that this roasted soul beast meat has no nutrition, it's just for taste. Burp. Dugu Yan was full and satiated, and her palm kept rubbing her stomach in circles. Lin Feng, through getting along with you today, I found that you are the only person who treats me so well besides my grandfather. No, that's not right. You are better than my grandfather in eating. Today's soul beast meat is really delicious. Dugu Yan held her stomach and looked at Lin Feng with a slightly touched look. Have you never eaten soul beast meat? Lin Feng was surprised, and the corners of his mouth twitched unconsciously. But he still pretended to be calm and asked. No, before, Grandpa would only let me drink the herbs she brewed, which tasted very bitter. Lin Feng, can you bring me to dinner in the future? When mentioning this, Dugu Yan blinked again, looked straight at Lin Feng and asked. Sure, as long as you want, I will bring you to dinner when I have time. Lin Feng looked at Dugu Yan with a gentle face. Okay, Lin Feng, I've decided, you will be my Dugu Yan's best friend in the future. Dugu Yan raised a smile at the corner of his mouth, excitedly left his seat, and hugged Lin Feng. From time to time, he rubbed the oil stains on the corner of his mouth on Lin Feng's shirt. Best friend? It seems that Dugu Yan has been initially conquered by himself. This is a bit too easy. Lin Feng looked down at Dugu Yan who was rubbing against him. If the system can now have a favorability score. Lin Feng dared to be sure that Dugu Yan's favorability towards him must have reached more than 90 points. Lin Feng couldn't help but feel happy. He just made a simple move. Unexpectedly, he captured the granddaughter of a titled Douluo. If you were in Blue Star, Lin Feng would definitely post a dynamic to show off. How many steps does it take to get close to the granddaughter of a titled Douluo? Only 3 steps. First, go to the Soul Master Academy to go to school and sit next to her. Second, go to the back mountain to rest and trigger the fusion of martial souls. Third, take her to the cafeteria and capture her stomach directly. Finally, add a picture of Dugu Yan rubbing against him at this time. Perfect. Didn't we agree to be best friends? What do you mean by using my clothes as a mouthcloth now? Lin Feng looked helpless. What's wrong? It's your honor that your clothes can be used by me to wipe my mouth. Dugu Yan stood up, put her hands on her waist, and pointed a finger at Lin Feng's nose and said, "Don't worry. I won't wipe it in vain. You are my friend. You will have me to protect you in the academy in the future." Dugu Yan raised her head and said like an adult. With your small body, Lin Feng smiled. He really couldn't figure out how she had the courage to say such a thing. Oh. Don't interrupt. I can't. Don't I still have my grandfather? Dugu Yan, who felt that she was looked down upon, stamped her feet anxiously and said to Lin Feng unhappily. Oh, if you say you have your grandfather, then this is fine. Then I'll leave it to you from now on, Miss Yaner. Lin Feng put away his smile, walked forward and touched Dugu Yan's head. Humph. Dugu Yan turned her head away in a good mood. Night fell quietly. It's getting late. I'll take you home first. Lin Feng looked at the night outside, turned his head and said to Dugu Yan. On the way back to the dormitory, Lin Feng walked ahead by himself. When they came to a section of the road without lighting, Dugu Yan looked around and subconsciously pulled up the corner of Lin Feng's clothes. Lin Feng felt Dugu Yan behind him. Unexpectedly, Dugu Yan was afraid of the dark when she was a child. Soon the two arrived at the girls' dormitory where Dugu Yan was. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8 Refreshing Entries and Upgrading Entries. Lin Feng, you go back first. Well, then I'll go first. See you tomorrow. Lin Feng waved his hand. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Lin Feng. Dugu Yan waved her hand, looked at Lin Feng's back as he left, and a faint smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. Today is the first day of school. She seems to have made a good friend. Dugu Yan smiled and ran up the stairs happily. The night enveloped the campus. Under the moonlight, Lin Feng hummed a little tune and walked towards his residence leisurely. In the next few days, during class, the teacher only taught some basic knowledge and sent some soul beast pictures for these children to see. Lin Feng remembered them after watching them once. After every class, he either took Dugu Yan to the cafeteria for dinner, or went to the back mountain with her to practice martial soul fusion. Soon. It has been 7 days since Lin Feng last refreshed the entry. Early this morning, Lin Feng just walked into the classroom. He saw Wang Lei staring at him viciously. Wang Lei had told Bing Yuji about his beating before. Bing Yuji just called Lin Feng over. After understanding the whole story, she gave the two a warning. No substantial punishment was imposed. This made Wang Lei even more angry and resentful of Lin Feng. Lin Feng sat down and deliberately touched the hand of Dugu Yan beside him. Wang Lei, you still need to practice. Lin Feng turned around and gave Wang Lei a middle finger, and said to him. Damn Lin Feng, you have guts. Humph. There's still a long time to go. Wang Lei gritted his teeth and hated him in his heart. Lin Feng, the teacher is coming soon. Pay attention in class. If you want to play games, let's go to the back mountain after class. Dugu Yan was touched by Lin Feng inadvertently, and her face flushed for a while. Lin Feng put away his hand, looking happy. At the same time, he couldn't wait to call the system again. The panel appeared in Lin Feng's mind again. Host, Lin Feng, age 6, Martial Soul, Flame Sun Triceratops, High Level, Fusion Martial Soul, Green Phosphorus Triceratops, Innate Soul Power, Level 7, Entries, 10 lines at a glance, Green, Somewhat Talented, Green, Lucky, Purple, Exiled Immortal, White. Finally, I can refresh the entries again. Lin Feng rubbed his hands. Refresh 10 lines at a glance for me, Ling. The entry for 10 lines at a glance has been refreshed. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Chicken, you are too beautiful. Green, you will be proficient in basketball, singing and dancing, and rap. You can improvise a rap at any time. Worrying about the future, Green, what you are worried about is likely to happen. If you don't want to become a peerless Douluo, it will help. Mad fortune teller. Green, you are often crazy and say nonsense, but they don't know that you are the last fortune teller on this continent. When Lin Feng saw chicken, you are too beautiful for the first time, he almost spit out a mouthful of salt soda. Lin Feng? What happened to you just now? Did you eat something bad yesterday? Dugu Yan looked at Lin Feng with a puzzled look and asked. No. Lin Feng covered his mouth and answered without thinking. Dugu Yan looked at him suspiciously, and felt that he was really fine, so he continued to listen to the class. Lin Feng looked at the system panel with disdain. How come this system brought things from Blue Star here? It's been a long time since this cliché system was used. You are still playing with it. So low. Worrying about nothing? This is a fake green entry. Lin Feng raised his head and touched his chin, thinking seriously. Looking at the introduction, it seems that the effect is very powerful, but isn't this undoubtedly coaxing children? I really don't want to become a titled Douluo, Lin Feng tried to shout twice in a low voice, trying to convince himself with lies. Then, helplessly smiled bitterly. He still couldn't deceive himself. If you don't want to become a titled Douluo, what's the point of me awakening your system? This one can't be selected. Next one. Crazy fortune teller. The name is quite interesting. It has the function of divination and prediction. However, when using this entry, one will go crazy. He was a little worried that if he really went crazy, he would do something that he couldn't control. In his previous life, he was typing every day on Blue Star and his mental state was crazy enough. He didn't want to make himself unhappy in the Douluo world he came to. What are these entries refreshed this time? There was not a single one that satisfied him. Forget it, keep it at a glance. His at a glance was good, so he didn't change it. When Lin Feng looked at the entry of little talent, he was a little entangled. If he changed this entry, although it would not be downgraded, his future cultivation speed would return to the innate 5th level soul power. It must not be changed. He planned to make this entry the same as Lucky Fortune. It will be temporarily used as a permanent entry for himself. Unless it is upgraded, it will be refreshed. Refresh it first and see if it can be upgraded. Refreshed slightly gifted, Ling. The slightly gifted entry has been refreshed. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Old birthday star, green, you can live to 120 years old, which is equivalent to the lifespan limit of mortals. You deserve the title of old birthday star, 1 pillar supporting the sky, green, you are so strong that even the 10 ladies of the night are nothing but a smile to you. Naturally fusion ring, green, all your spirit rings can be naturally fused together and exert even more powerful strength. No upgrade. Lin Feng thought to himself that it was a pity. He could only see what these 3 entries were. Forget about the old birthday star. Now that he has come to the Douluo world, Lin Feng is not worried about his age at all. 1 pillar supporting the sky? Good stuff, good stuff. Lin Feng smiled evilly, and his mind began to wander. System, you really understand me. Just when Lin Feng was about to reach a certain step, he looked down at his private parts. System, you bastard, I'm only 6 years old, and you gave me this entry. Do you want me to be ruined at such a young age? I'm a gentleman, can I be so easily bewitched by your few words? Lin Feng beat his chest and stamped his feet in hatred, and said righteously in his heart. Then Lin Feng looked helplessly at the Xiansheng Ronghun below. Xiansheng Ronghun is indeed very strong, but it is not very useful for me now. Forget it, I'd better keep a little talent. After that, Lin Feng refreshed Hongyan Kishin again. Ling. The entry of Hongyan Kishin has been refreshed. Lin Feng quickly read through the 3 refreshed entries. Gold coins from the sky, rescue the dead and the wounded, strike back. Although these entries are helpful to me to a certain extent, but at the age of 6, Hongyan Kishin is still the most beneficial to me. Lin Feng did not hesitate. He chose to keep Hongyan Kishin and refresh the last entry, Xianshang Zixin. System, give me some strength. Explode, explode, explode. Chapter 9, Exploring Others' Entries, Breaking Through Level 10. Ling. The Heavenly Exiled Immortal entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade. Please choose one of the following 3 entries or keep it. Roar. The entry upgrade. It really exploded, Lin Feng exclaimed in his heart, his face excited, and he couldn't help but clench his fists. Good luck to the sky. If it weren't for this entry upgrade, I would have thought you had left me. Angel blessing. Green, you are blessed by the angels, gain the affinity of the angel god, and have the qualifications to participate in the angel god test. Evil fire phoenix. Green, your martial soul changes to the top martial soul evil fire phoenix, and at the same time you have the power of evil fire. Entry exploration. Green, you can view other people's entries, but you can't modify them. Entries exploration? With this, wouldn't it be possible to check other people's information at any time? This is really good for me, so I'll choose this. Even if I can't modify it, it's good to be able to see the entry. As for the angel blessing, I don't want it at all. The ability of the angel god in the previous life seems to be average, and this test is in the spirit hall, so it's useless if I have affinity. Lin Feng showed disdain. As for the evil fire phoenix, Lin Feng didn't want it even more. Not to mention the strength of this martial soul. Once he made the choice, what would happen to the martial soul fusion that he had built with great difficulty? After making the choice, Lin Feng's panel was updated. Then Lin Feng tried to look at Dugu Yan beside him and activated the entry exploration. A familiar panel appeared out of thin air above Dugu Yan's head. Dugu Yan, gender, female, age. 6, martial soul, green phosphorus snake, high level, soul power, level 8, entries, poison lover, white, grandson of the title, green, outstanding talent, purple, immune to destiny, purple. This Dugu Yan's entry level is better than mine, poison talent, innate level 8 soul power, and the title of grandfather. Lin Feng looked at the two purples in Dugu Yan's entry and was surprised. She felt that Dugu Yan was more like the son of destiny than his own initial conditions. As for the last immune destiny, immune to destiny, purple, she will meet the child of destiny in the future. Even if the other party is talented and treats her well, she will not be moved by him. The child of destiny mentioned here must be the hypocrite Tang San, who is despised by everyone on Blue Star. Dugu Yan is indeed Dugu Yan, unlike Hulina and Ho Wu. She was obviously an enemy of Tang San, but she still fell in love with him in the end. Even though Tang San helped her to detoxify herself and became a brother to her grandfather, Dugu Yan did not have any interest in Tang San at all. Dugu Yan, good job, Lin Feng praised with admiration. If this immunity to destiny can be counted as an entry, then everyone who has a relationship with Tang San should have a similar purple entry. It's just that some people may fall in love with destiny. However, judging from Dugu Yan's entry, the purple entry is very precious. I am a passerby who did not appear in the original work. He could also possess the purple entry of the 100-year title, which meant that his luck was beyond heaven. Lin Feng smiled secretly in his heart. He just wondered if he could refresh other people's entries if he upgraded his entry viewing ability. Thinking of this, Lin Feng put away the panel. He stared at Dugu Yan beside him and thought. If he could refresh other people's entries, would it mean that he could change the fate of others? Why are you staring at me? Dugu Yan blushed when she noticed his gaze, and asked him in a low voice with her head down. Because you are very beautiful, Lin Feng held his cheek and said with a smile. Dugu Yan turned her head away shyly. She was only 6 years old, how could she withstand the daily teasing of the older Lin Feng? Lin Feng looked at Dugu Yan's reaction. He smiled and nodded proudly. Then, he checked the panel entries of the people around him. He found that Yi Lingling had a purple entry in the class, Miracle Martial Soul, purple, possessing the miracle of martial souls, the nine-hearted begonia. The highest entries for the rest of the people were all green. Is this the fate of a small person? Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh. When Lin Feng's eyes accidentally fell on Wang Lei again, he carefully checked his entries with a little curiosity. Evil youngster who destroys the Lin family, green, his family will destroy the Lin family and become the enemy of the orphans of the Lin family, evil will be rewarded, white, he will die in the hands of the orphans of the Lin family because of his crimes. What? Destroy the Lin family? Lin Feng was shocked. Didn't he refresh the entry of ill-fated? How could the Lin family still be destroyed? Ling. System prompt, although the host has refreshed his own entry, it has only changed that he will no longer suffer hardships frequently, and some people with a little luck will have a destiny entry. Every move of the host will affect the direction of destiny. If the Wang family does not destroy the Lin family in the future, then Wang Lei's destiny entry will disappear. After listening to the system introduction, Lin Feng suddenly realized it. However, no matter who wants to destroy the neighboring Lin family in the future, it is impossible. But in the future, we still have to be careful of the Wang family and plan in advance. Lin Feng looked calm and resolute. The teacher was still explaining some basic knowledge on the stage. Lin Feng has the ability to read 10 lines at a glance. He only needs to glance at it from time to time to remember it completely. In this way, even in class, he can save a lot of time for practice. In a blink of an eye. 2 months passed. This day, Lin Feng was sitting cross-legged in the dormitory to practice. After a flash of light. Woo, the soul power has finally reached level 10, Lin Feng let out a long breath. A few days ago, Dugu Yan had asked for leave to follow her grandfather to the soul hunting forest to obtain soul rings, and she couldn't fall behind. For 2 months, the entry upgrade has not been triggered again, and no good entries have been refreshed. In addition to the 3 entries of Little Talent, Lucky Fortune, and Entry Exploration, Lin Feng's permanent entries are fixed. Reading 10 lines at a glance also plays a great role in practice, so Lin Feng chose to keep it. The most urgent task is to quickly obtain soul rings and unlock new entry columns. The next day. The academy classroom. Wang Lei in the back row found that Lin Feng was not there. Teacher, Lin Feng skipped class today. Wang Lei's face was excited, and he quickly raised his hand to report. Oh, Lin Feng asked for leave to hunt soul rings. Student Wang Lei, please sit down, Bing Yuji, who is lecturing on the stage, said. What? Impossible, teacher, are you mistaken? He is a person with only level 5 innate soul power. How can he practice so fast? Wang Lei was shocked and continued to stand and speak. Bing Yuji put down the textbook in her hand, looking unhappy. When she first met Wang Lei, she didn't like him. But as a teacher, she chose to treat everyone equally. But on the first day of school, he took the initiative to hit someone. This incident made her very unhappy at the time. Classmates, when Lin Feng first came to the class, his soul power was only level 5. There are many students sitting in the audience who have higher innate soul power than Lin Feng, but Lin Feng is the second student in our class to break through level 10. I hope that the students will learn from him, practice well, and put their minds on the right place. Bing Yuji's eyes were sharp, and she said seriously word by word. How is it possible that Lin Feng's soul power is actually level 10 now? Wang Lei was shocked and sat on the stool. At the same time, the rest of the class also looked incredulous. Yi Lingling opened her mouth in surprise. But fortunately, she was only one step away from level 10. Shimo, one of the Shi brothers, also looked solemn. I didn't expect Lin Feng's training speed to be so fast. I have only improved 1 level in such a long time. At this training speed, it is only a matter of time before Lin Feng's soul power level surpasses me. Shimo felt a deep sense of urgency. The pride at the beginning of the school is now gone. I thought Dugu Yan was the first to reach the 10th level of Soul Master, and I would be the second. I didn't expect that you, Lin Feng, would reach the 10th level before me. You are so good, Lin Feng, you are deliberately embarrassing me. Wang Lei, who came back to his senses, looked sharp and said angrily. At the same time, Lin family. Ho ha, good boy, you are worthy of being my son. Lin's father couldn't help but pat Lin Feng on the shoulder with his rough palm. Congratulations, head of the family. If I hadn't seen Fenger test his soul power with my own eyes, I would still think that the soul power test was wrong. The elder laughed heartily and congratulated. Ha, Lin Yu was overjoyed and laughed out loud. Fenger, your father will take you to hunt spirit rings right now. Lin Yu stroked his chin, turned around and said to Lin Feng with a proud look on his face. Chapter 10 Departure to the Soul Hunting Forest. Lin Feng, who was standing by, looked calm and did not reply to Lin Yi's words immediately. He immediately summoned the system and checked Lin Yi's panel entries. Lin Yi, gender, male, age, 46 years old, innate soul power, level 7, martial soul, flaming sun triceratops, high level, soul power, level 73, entries, slightly talented, green, military expert, green, died young, black. When he saw the entry, died young, Lin Feng's heart trembled. He looked back. Sure enough, Lin's mother and several elders had a similar entry. However, Lin's mother and several elders did not clearly state the time like Lin's father when introducing the entry about their own disaster. Lin Feng looked at Lin Yi's panel with a dull look. Died young, black, you will die in an accident when you are 50 years old. My father is now 46 years old, which means there are 4 years left. It seems that there is not much time left before the Lin family's disaster. Lin Feng looked at the information on Lin Yu with a solemn expression. No, Since he awakened the system, the fate of the people around him has changed. The entry on his father can only indicate that the Wang family will take action against the Lin family in the next few years. It seems that he has to hurry up. But for now, the soul ring is the most important. Lin Feng's eyes revealed a determination, and he nodded firmly. Fenger, what are you thinking? Lin Yi saw Lin Feng standing there and did not respond to him, and asked in confusion. Oh, okay, father, I'll go prepare now. Lin Feng, who came back to his senses, replied hurriedly. Outside Xiandao City, Lin Yi led Lin Feng and approached the soul hunting forest. Not all soul masters have to go to the Xingdao Great Forest to hunt soul rings. The Xiandao Empire has built many soul hunting forests and raised soul beasts to facilitate soul masters in nearby cities to hunt soul rings. The soul hunting forest in Xiandao City is larger than other soul hunting forests. There are even many 10,000-year soul beasts. Of course, the price of entering is also more expensive. Father, I want to ask if there is any connection between our Lin family and the Wang family, Lin Feng suddenly asked Lin Yi on the way. Lin Yi was stunned for a moment when he heard Lin Feng's question, but his face returned to calmness in an instant. Fenger, why do you suddenly ask about the Wang family today? Lin Yi asked seriously. I had a fight with Wang Lei, the son of the Marquis of the Wang family, when I was in college. I was afraid that it would bring trouble to the Lin family, Lin Feng deliberately said with self-blame. We had a fight, how was it? Was he injured? Lin Yi asked anxiously. No, but I beat his nose and made it bleed. It's good that he wasn't injured. The Wang family is getting more and more excessive now. Speaking of the Lin family and the Wang family, we have to mention the war 10 years ago when your father led the soldiers in the army and fought against the Xingluo Empire. After Father Lin mentioned what happened 10 years ago, his eyes suddenly became sharp and his voice became much stronger. 10 years ago? You were not born yet. The Lin family and the Wang family belonged to different factions in the Xiandao royal family at that time. At that time, there were constant disputes among the royal family members, and it was far from peaceful as it is now. Once I led a part of the army and was trapped in a local war with the Xingluo Empire. The messenger I sent out came back and said that they would receive reinforcements from the empire within half a day, but who knew that the Wang family was behind the scenes mediating in the Ministry of War. The reinforcements arrived 2 days late. Finally, my father led 300 light cavalry to break through. When we broke through the siege, there were only 6 people left, and the thousands of soldiers trapped inside were wiped out. But at that time, there was no evidence, and thousands of lives died tragically in that battle. Fenger, when Lin Yu talked about those soldiers, his eyes were red, and tears were rolling in his eyes from time to time. And Lin Feng's eyes were heavy, and an unknown anger was churning in his heart. It's a pity that I didn't find evidence to redress the injustice of those thousands of soldiers. Humph. Once I find evidence, I will report this to Emperor Ming, execute the entire Wang family and give an explanation to our soldiers. Lin Yu wiped his moist eyes when he mentioned the Wang family. His eyes were furious and his words were sharp. Fenger, today you told me about the fight between you and the son of the Wang family. Well done. Don't even mention that his nose bleeds. Even if you beat him to disability, your father will support you. A Wang family that can only hide behind the battlefield and trip others up can't cause any big waves. Fenger, you have to remember, when you go out and encounter trouble, you have to show the prestige of my Lin family. The entire Lin family will be on your side behind you. Did you hear it clearly? Lin Yu changed his expression just now. His eyes were firm, and he said to Lin Feng with firm words. I heard it clearly. Thank you, father. The child will definitely remember it. After listening to his father's story, Lin Feng suppressed his anger and analyzed calmly. It turns out that the Lin family and the Wang family have been at odds with each other for a long time. And the reason for the Lin family's future changes may be because my father found evidence. The Wang family was desperate and fought. Lin Feng made random guesses in his heart. Not long after the two talked, Lin's father brought Lin Feng to the entrance of the soul hunting forest. At this time, a strange face suddenly walked towards Lin's father and the others. General Lin, the strange man bowed and saluted. Oh, it turns out to be Zhelong. Who are you? Lin Yi helped Zhelong up and said with a smile. Zhelong? Isn't he the Grand Marshal of the Xiandao Empire more than 20 years later? Lin Feng, who was standing aside, looked shocked. System, entry exploration, name, Zhelong, gender, male, age. 30 years old, innate soul power, level 8, martial soul, Jiaozi, top level, soul power, Level 56, Entry, Xiandao General, Green, Outstanding Talent, Purple, it's really him. Lin Feng was overjoyed. I didn't expect to meet him here. Zhilong's talent is better than Flanders and Liu Erlong. He became a level 86 Soul Douluo in his 50s. He is likely to break through the title Douluo in the future. And it seems that he has a special relationship with his father. I can make more friends with him in the future. Ah, General Lin, I brought my son here to get the soul ring. Zhilong pulled a little boy hiding behind him from behind to the front. Jehu, call Uncle Lin quickly. Zhilong bowed his head slightly, with a humble smile on his lips, and said respectfully, "Hello, Uncle Lin, ha, good nephew, isn't this a coincidence? I also brought my son Lin Feng here to hunt soul beasts." Lin Yu looked at Lin Feng with a smile on his face and said, "Hello Uncle Jem, hello Brother Jack." Lin Feng waved his little hand, blinked his eyes, and showed an innocent smile. "Thanks to Rui for the monthly ticket." Chapter 11 Explode, Explode? Purple. Purple. Green. Young Master Lin, Zhilong gently folded his hands in front of him, and his body unconsciously leaned forward slightly. Ha, we are all family, Zhilong, you don't have to be so polite, just call him Lin Feng, this little guy will have to rely on you in the future. Lin Yu looked at Zhilong, smiled and nodded with satisfaction. In that case, let's go together. Yes, General. On the way, Lin Feng used the entry to explore Jehu, age 10 years old, innate soul power, level 8, soul power, level 20, martial soul, Zilin Lang, high level, entry, General Sun, green, military expert, green, innate level 8, purple, you have a good talent, Brother Jia. Lin Feng was a little surprised, but he thought it was reasonable. After all, it is normal for the future eldest son of the Xiandao General to have such a talent. Entering the soul hunting forest for the first time. The tall trees are lush and green, with luxuriant branches and leaves, covering the sky and the sun. On the outskirts of the forest, some low-level soul beasts were running and roaring, showing their strength and wildness. Several people quickly shuttled through them, but they had not found a soul beast suitable for Lin Feng and Jehu. Soon, the group entered the deep outskirts of the soul hunting forest. Suddenly, the earth began to tremble, and a ground-scaled armored beast was attacking them not far away. The ground-scaled armored beast is a soul beast that looks like a crocodile and grows deep in the outskirts of the soul hunting forest. It is about 5 meters long, and its limbs are as thick as buckets. The whole body is covered with a layer of black plate armor, each of which is the size of a palm and looks extremely hard. At this time, the panel entry of the ground-scaled armored beast suddenly flashed in Lin Feng's mind. Soul Beast, ground-scaled armored beast, year 710, entry, hard as iron, white, cowardly as a mouse, white. There was no time to carefully check the content of the entry. The ground-scaled armored beast used the soul skill of tearing and charging, and in a blink of an eye, it had come to the 4 people with its bloody mouth. Lin Feng and Jehu quickly flew into the air and scattered. Jehu, this is the soul beast earth-scale armored beast. It looks to be about 700 years old, just right for you, Zhilong said to Jehu behind him with a calm look. Then, Zhilong paused. He drew out the saber he carried with him. With a lightning-like strike, he pierced through the mouth of the earth-scale armored beast's tail. Boom, the earth-scale armored beast fell down. Then, Jehu's right hand attached scales, turned into sharp claws, and broke its neck with one strike. As the life of the earth-scale armored beast faded, a yellow soul ring slowly emerged in the air. Not bad, Zhilong, you found a soul ring for Huzi not long after you arrived, congratulations, Lin's father said with a smile. General, please forgive me, Zhilong nodded slightly. Well, in that case, you stay here and watch over Huzi so that he can absorb the spirit ring quickly. I'll take Fenger to look for spirit rings that are suitable for him elsewhere. Yes, General. After that, Lin Yu turned around and left with Lin Feng. Father, who is Uncle Jem? It looks like you have a very good relationship. When they were a little further away from Zhilong and the others, Lin Feng asked deliberately. You mean Zhilong? The Jie family was originally a small family, and the inherited martial spirit was the purple scale wolf, but later a genius like Zhilong appeared. Not only did he awaken the top martial spirit Jiaozi, after joining the Xiandao Empire, he made many military achievements and was awarded the title of Viscount by the Empire at a young age. Now Zhilong is working in my father's army. He is humble and calm, and his future is promising. When mentioning Zhelong, Lin Yu told Lin Feng with a proud face. Oh? That's it. I didn't expect that he was still my father's direct subordinate. No wonder he was so close to my father. It seems that I have to continue to build a good relationship with Zhelong and his son in the future. After all, Zhelong is a person who has the qualifications for the title. Lin Feng suddenly realized and secretly planned in his heart. However, Zhelong is different from Dugubo. Dugubo is already a titled Douluo. With his relationship with Dugu Yan, Dugubo can help the Lin family and protect the Lin family before he grows up. But when Zhelong becomes a titled Douluo, his strength has already grown up, and he doesn't need to be protected. Let's go, Fenger. Let's go to the lake over there to have a look. I detected a soul power fluctuation there, near the lake. The two only saw a few soul beasts fighting for water from a distance. Hey, there is no soul beast suitable for you here, Xia Feng. Just as the two turned around and prepared to leave, a cluster of bushes in front of Lin Feng made a rustling sound. Who's there? Lin Feng shouted vigilantly. Lin Yu on the side used his soul power and blasted away the bushes that blocked Lin Feng with a palm. It was a red python with a body length of more than 10 meters, a wide head, and red stripes and scales all over its body. The red python was frightened by the sudden fluctuation of soul power. It crawled towards the depths of the bushes at an astonishing speed. Ha ha ha, blazing python, it should have just reached 400 years, Xia Feng, this soul beast that suits you has been delivered to you. Lin Yu was overjoyed, and the corners of his mouth could not help but rise. At this time, Lin Feng quickly checked the information of the blazing python, soul beast, blazing python, age 405 years, entries, predator, white, strangling, white, Xia Feng, wait here, father will be back soon. Before he finished speaking, Lin's father jumped and chased into the depths of the bushes. In the blink of an eye, Lin Yu returned to Lin Feng with the dying blazing python. Lin Feng, I leave it to you. Lin Yu casually threw the blazing python in front of Lin Feng. Lin Feng held the long sword handed to him by Lin Yi, and killed the fiery python with one sword. A yellow soul ring rose up. Following his father's guidance, Lin Feng sat cross-legged and began to absorb the soul ring. When the soul ring absorption was just completed, Ling. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the yellow soul ring and unlocking the new entry, analysis, white. You will have a unique insight into everything. The entry refresh status is reset, and all your entries can now be refreshed. Yeah, finally unlocked a new entry. Lin Feng was excited. All entries can be refreshed? It would have taken 3 days, but it saved 3 days. Then just refresh all of them directly. Ling. The entry exploration entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade, Ling. The read 10 lines at a glance entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade, Ling. The analysis entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade. Huh? 3 entry upgrades were triggered at the same time. What kind of luck is this? Lin Feng looked a little unbelievable. Ha ha ha. It seems that the luck from the previous 2 months has accumulated until today. Lin Feng smiled. Then, Lin Feng first looked at the upgraded entries of the entry exploration. Outstanding talent, purple. You have innate full soul power, continuous wealth, purple. Your wealth is extremely outstanding, and gold coins and treasures will automatically come to you. Entry exploration, purple. You can view and refresh other people's entries, which can be refreshed once every 6 months and can be upgraded to purple at most. Entries exploration? Purple? Change other people's entries. Then this must be his choice. As for innate full soul power and continuous wealth, Lin Feng thinks that their value is far less important than the purple entry exploration. I didn't expect that the first upgraded entry would be so useful to me. Lin Feng was very happy. Chapter 12, Soul Ring Gift, Flying Master. Next, it was the entry after the upgrade of 1-line reading, bonus of soul ring, purple. Each of your soul rings will provide a soul bone of the same age, which can only be used by yourself and does not occupy the soul bone position of the body. Repair of soul beast, purple. You are a soul beast repair, with full innate soul power. You can condense soul rings by yourself, but your identity may be discovered by the Titled Douluo, power of blue lightning, purple. You have the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex martial spirit, which can gradually transform into a dragon as the level increases. Soul ring bones? Soul rings can only provide soul bones of the same age, which means that in the early stage, There are hundreds of years and thousands of years of soul bones. It is not until the later stage that there are 10,000 years of soul bones. The age is a little low. If he wants to choose this, he has to treat it as a permanent entry to benefit the most. Should he keep it permanent? Lin Feng couldn't help but think of this idea in his mind. This entry is not bad. The ability of not occupying soul bone positions is quite good. In this way, including the limbs, torso, and skull, he can have a total of 15 soul bones. And it seems that the others are not choices. Soul Beast Reconstruction. Lin Feng wanted to choose this one when he saw it for the first time, but he gave up after calming down. Although it can improve his talent, he and Dugu Yan are together all day, and Dugu might come that day. If his identity is discovered and he is killed as a soul beast to take the soul bone, he will have nowhere to complain. And the entry of the Blue Lightning power can change the martial soul into Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex. He can't choose this one. If he chooses the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, he and Dugu Yan's martial soul fusion skills will be gone. And he doesn't know how to explain to his family about the change of his martial soul. If he doesn't explain it well, he will accidentally affect the life and relationship between his parents. After weighing the pros and cons, Lin Feng chose the Soul Ring Gift Bone. At this time, a mysterious power suddenly appeared on Lin Feng's right arm. It was the right arm soul bone gifted by the Soul Ring, and the soul bone skill, Red Scale Snake Hand. Red Scale Snake Hand, you can instantly summon several red scale snakes on your right arm, stretch them to attack the enemy, or surround yourself to protect yourself. Not bad. Very flexible. Lin Feng's eyes lit up. It can be used as a shield for defense, and it can also attack the enemy. It is indeed a good thing. Lin Feng then checked and analyzed the upgraded entries. Flying Master, green, you have an extraordinary talent in the way of flying, and can fly earlier than other soul masters. Eloquent, green, you will be eloquent, and have a 3-inch tongue. Survival Master, green, you will gain top-level wilderness survival experience. In this world where strength is the only thing that matters, words and survival are reserved for those who are weak. System, I choose Flying Master. After making the choice, a lot of knowledge flooded into Lin Feng's mind, and he was already a Flying Master. He felt as light as a swallow. But with the current soul power, he could not fly, and could only float about 10 centimeters in the air at most. According to the knowledge in his mind, it is estimated that he will be able to fly freely in the air when he reaches the Soul Emperor. Lin Feng was happy. Finally, Lin Feng looked at the refreshed entries of Xiao Yushian K and Hong Yun Ki Tian. These two did not trigger the upgrade, and the new entries were not as good as the current ones. Lin Feng still chose to save these two entries as his permanent entries. After everything was over, Lin Feng slowly opened his eyes. He stood up suddenly, and the soul ring under his feet lit up. Father, I succeeded, Lin Feng said excitedly to his father Lin, who had been guarding him beside him. It's good that you succeeded. Where is your first soul skill? Lin Yi asked calmly. The first soul skill, Fire Snake Strangulation. Lin Feng raised his right hand, and a blazing python with red flames flew out and entangled on the trunk of a century-old tree. Boom! The branches of the tree were scattered all over the ground, leaving only the crackling sound of a burning tree stump. My first soul skill Strangulation can release a blazing python to instantly entangle the enemy, bursting out with amazing destructive power, and it will have a certain burning effect on the entangled enemy. Lin Feng smiled and explained to his father Lin. Lin Yu was stunned for a moment when he saw the first soul skill released by Lin Feng, and then he was overjoyed. He didn't expect it to be such a powerful soul skill. Not only does it have attack, but it also has control, and it is also a controllable pursuit soul skill, and its power is comparable to that of a peak soul master. Fenger, your soul skill is a rare and top-grade soul skill. That's great, he said excitedly. Well, I also think this soul skill is very suitable for me. Lin Feng smiled and nodded. At this moment, Lin Feng felt something in his heart, and his eyes swept towards the body of the fiery flame snake next to him. He sensed that there was something inside the fiery flame python. Lin Feng picked up the long sword and dug open the belly of the fiery flame python. He saw a yellow soul bone emitting a blood-red light inside the fiery flame snake. It was another soul bone? He looked at the soul bone in surprise. A 400-year-old soul beast could also explode soul bones? Father Lin, who was standing by, was shocked and stunned when he saw this scene. Father, what is this? Lin Feng asked, pretending not to understand, but in fact he was thinking, how lucky is that? Ha ha ha, this is a torso soul bone, Fenger. It is produced with a very low probability when hunting soul beasts. Soul bones are rare and good things. After absorbing the soul bone, you can use the skills of the soul bone, and the soul power consumed is only 1/10, Lin Yi said excitedly. At this time, Lin Feng was thinking in his heart. If he absorbed this soul bone now, it would occupy one of his soul bone positions. If there's a better one in the future, wouldn't it be a big loss? It's better to give this soul bone to his father. Father, then you absorb this soul bone. So Lin Feng turned around and said to his father, "Hey, I have entered the soul saint now, and this 100-year soul bone is not very useful to me. Besides, how can a father take his son's soul bone? Fenger, you should absorb the soul bone now, it will be of great help to improve your strength." Father Lin looked kind and quickly declined. "Father, I'll absorb this soul bone when we get home, I'm a little tired now." Seeing that he couldn't persuade his father, Lin Feng didn't want to absorb it. He put away the soul bone and made up a random excuse to get away with it. That's fine. On the way home, Lin Feng used the entry exploration again to check the panel entries of Lin's father, Lin Yi, gender, male, age, 46 years old, innate soul power, level 7, martial soul, flame sun triceratops, high level, soul power, level 73, entries, slightly talented, green, military expert, green, died young, black, system, refresh all entries, Ling. The entries have been refreshed. Lin Feng looked after hearing the voice. He saw that slightly talented and military expert did not trigger a critical hit, nor did they produce any good entries. He simply chose to keep them all like his own permanent entries. Thanks to BookFriend 2659 for the reward. Thanks to Cheyenne Ionat for the monthly ticket. Chapter 13 6 years later. Ling. The died young entry has been refreshed. Congratulations on triggering the entry upgrade, single elite, gray, you will be divorced in the future. Live a refined single life, fate has a calamity, gray, you will experience a catastrophe in the near future, weakness, gray, you have a chance of muscle weakness when having sex, well. Although the entry upgrade has been triggered, why can't I be happy? System, come out, I want to talk to you. Lin Feng was speechless. Needless to say, single elite and weakness are not choices for a normal man. Fate has a calamity, so let it be, there will be no accidents as long as I am here. Lin Feng chose fate for Lin Yi. Back home. After Lin Feng told his mother about what happened today, he went back to his room to rest early. The next day, when Lin Feng returned to the academy, he saw Dugu Yan in the classroom. Dugu Yan was overjoyed to see Lin Feng, and directly took Lin Feng's hand to the back mountain, as if to show him some treasure. Green phosphorus snake martial spirit, activate. A yellow soul ring lit up under Dugu Yan, and she looked at Lin Feng with a proud face. First soul skill, green phosphorus snake formation. Dozens of green phosphorus snakes scattered from Dugu Yan's feet and tightly circled around her. My first soul skill is to summon 12 green phosphorus snakes to form a green phosphorus snake formation. It can resist the enemy's attack or bite the enemy. How is it? Awesome. Dugu Yan smiled proudly. Awesome, awesome. You are worthy of being the granddaughter of Poison Douluo, Miss Dugu Yan. In time, I'm afraid even Poison Douluo will be surpassed by you. Lin Feng smiled and praised. Dugu Yan couldn't help but raise the corners of her mouth when he said that. A smart voice sounded. Ha ha ha, of course, and Lin Feng, I heard that you broke through level 10 just 2 days after I left. I didn't realize you were practicing so fast. Now that you're back from the soul hunting forest, show me your new soul skill. Dugu Yan looked curious and stared at him intently. Lin Feng smiled slightly and deliberately kept her in suspense. Oh, hurry up, I want to see it. Okay, okay. First soul skill, fire snake strangulation. Lin Feng calmly used his soul skill towards the lake. A fire snake flew over, and the calm lake surface instantly stirred up several meters high waves. Wow, so strong, Lin Feng, you are so amazing. Dugu Yan looked at the powerful power released by Lin Feng's soul skill with envy, and her body jumped up and applauded unconsciously. This destructive power is much more powerful than her jade phosphorus snake formation. Ha ha ha, you too. Your jade phosphorus snake formation looks good too. After exchanging pleasantries for a while, Lin Feng began to show Dugu Yan the flying ability he got from the system. Lin Feng's body was seen floating slightly in the air, flying back and forth close to the lake surface. Lin Feng, How did you do it? Dugu Yan was amazed. Want to learn? I'll teach you if you catch up with me, Lin Feng teased Dugu Yan with a sly smile. HMPH, Lin Feng, don't run, wait for me. Time flies, and the seasons change. 6 years have passed in the blink of an eye. In these 6 years, a special group has emerged in the academy. They are talented, their cultivation speed far exceeds that of others, and all of them are geniuses. But they are also aloof and cold, and do not make friends with others. Even teachers find it difficult to command them. But some people have heard that all the people in this group have a close relationship with each other, can talk and laugh, and are as close as friends. The back mountain of the academy is where they often gather. The back mountain. Today is graduation day, Lin Feng's last day at the Junior Soul Master Academy. Lin Feng was suspended half a meter above the lake, sitting cross-legged and practicing. Lin Feng, look, Dugu Yan's body was slightly suspended above the ground, walking towards Lin Feng. I can also come and go freely on the lake, Dugu Yan said to Lin Feng above with joy. Lin Feng slowly opened his eyes and pulled Dugu Yan back to the shore. Not bad? Not the same as when you fell into the lake a few days ago? Ha ha ha, Lin Feng deliberately joked. Lin Feng, you are bad, Dugu Yan stretched out her jade hand, accompanied by a light snort, and hit Lin Feng hard. Hey. It hurts, don't hit me. Lin Feng raised his hand to block Dugu Yan's hands that were attacking again and begged for mercy. In the past 6 years, Dugu Yan, who has grown into a graceful and elegant woman, has long been secretly in love with Lin Feng, who accompanies her all day. Her personality is also very different from before. In the past few years, the two have practiced together, went to the soul hunting forest together, practiced martial soul fusion skills together, and learned to fly together. Because of the lack of flying talent, Dugu Yan has only recently learned to fly close to the ground. At the same time, Lin Feng has refreshed Dugu Yan's panel entries 12 times. Choosing the best from the best, Dugu Yan now has 4 purple panel entries. Dugu Yan, gender, female, age 12 years old, innate soul power, level 10, martial soul, jade phosphorus snaking, top level, soul power, level 31, entries, body of all poisons, purple, jade phosphorus snaking, purple, outstanding talent, purple, immune to fate, purple, luxurious panel. All thanks to Lin Feng's continuous refresh, jade phosphorus snaking, you have obtained the top martial soul jade phosphorus snaking, and possess the power of the snaking. Outstanding talent, you have innate full soul power. If Dugu Yan wants to reach the realm of Titled Douluo in the future, jade phosphorus snake martial soul alone is far from enough. But now with jade phosphorus snaking and innate full soul power, it is a sure seed for the title. Even a super Douluo at level 96 is likely to achieve it. As for the martial soul defects, body of 10,000 poisons, your body contains a highly toxic substance, and you are not afraid of any toxins. The green phosphorus snake king originally had toxic side effects, and the toxins would harm the human body. But if Dugu Yan had a body of 10,000 poisons, then her life would be safe. In the future, Dugu Bo would not run around to solve the toxins in Yaner's body. At the same time, there was no Tang San helping Dugu Yan to detoxify and get close to Dugu Bo. As for the immune destiny, Lin Feng did not choose to change it. He thought it was good. Dugu Yan's combat power is outstanding now. Even if the Soul King comes, he will be poisoned to death by accident. Basically no one under the Soul Sect can avoid the toxins she releases. Just when Dugu Yan and Lin Feng were playing around, 3 figures appeared in the distance. Waiting to be closer, it was Yi Lingling and the Shi brothers. In the past 6 years, under Lin Feng's intentional matchmaking, the 5 people formed a close-knit small group. It also became a legend discussed by everyone on campus. Lingling, Shimo, I have good news for you. I finally learned how to fly. Dugu Yan happily took Yi Lingling's arm. Congratulations, Yaner. Yi Lingling was really happy for Dugu Yan's progress and said with a smile on her face. Shimo smiled bitterly, envious. Lin Feng had naturally told them about the method of flying. It's just that the two of them haven't learned it yet. Yaner, don't show off. Lingling was able to fly close to the ground when she was a great soul master. If you hadn't broken through to the soul master level and had abundant soul power, you might not be able to fly. Lin Feng looked at Yi Lingling with gentle eyes and said. Chapter 14 Lin Feng's panel, 5 purple and 2 gold. Hey, Lin Feng, you only know how to make fun of me to make your little wife happy. You will have a hard time in the future, Dugu Yan pouted in anger, with her hands on her waist. Hearing Dugu Yan's words, Yi Lingling stood beside Lin Feng shyly, biting her thin lips lightly, and pinched Lin Feng's clothes subconsciously with her fingers. Lin Feng looked helpless. How could Dugu Yan not tell the good from the bad? His original intention was to make her more modest. After all, the two brothers of the Shi family are still here. Okay, I'm afraid of you. Can I give you more private lessons and teach you in the future? Yaner, Lin Feng ignored Yi Lingling beside him and hugged Dugu Yan into his arms. That's better, Dugu Yan said with a red face. Although she accepted Yi Lingling, she was not a broad-minded person. It was just an exception for Lin Feng. What's more, Lin Feng has given me the best, I will never let him down. Dugu Yan thought of that day and became even more shy. Coincidentally, that day, Lin Feng refreshed 2 purples for Dugu Yan at once. Then he handed Dugu Yan a fairy grass that increased her soul power and lied to her that it was the supreme fairy grass, the evil poison fairy. It can change the physique and evolve the martial soul. Dugu Yan swallowed it foolishly, and actually had an evil poison body, and even her martial soul evolved into the green phosphorus snake king. Hiss. Dugu Yan was stunned at the time. This is my grandfather's martial soul. This herb is so strange, it must be very precious. Lin Feng is willing to give me such a precious fairy grass, woo, he is so good to me. Dugu Yan was moved to tears, and she could never leave Lin Feng again. Lin Feng didn't want to lie to her. It's just that he couldn't tell her his ability, so he could only let Dugu Yan mistakenly think it was the effect of the fairy grass. At this time, Lin Feng was holding Dugu Yan with one hand and Yi Lingling with the other, and his expression was very enjoyable. The two brothers of the Shi family, who are used to being the light bulbs, whispered to each other. Brother, why do I want to hit someone so much? Shimo asked close to Shimo's ear. Me too, look at how Lin Feng is now. He was holding Dugu Yan while looking at Yi Lingling with a smile on his face, and Dugu Yan was not angry at all. Isn't it infuriating? I really don't understand how this kid Lin Feng can be accepted by this little witch Dugu Yan. Shimo looked at Lin Feng with contempt and commented. When Lin Feng looked at the two of them, the two brothers Shimo immediately raised their thumbs, with a look of admiration on their faces. Brother, didn't you say you were going to beat him up? What are you going to beat? You and me together are not enough for one person to beat. Shimo looked at his stupid brother with disgust. By the way, Lin Feng, you and Dugu Yan should be able to reach the Heavenly Dao level directly after you go to the Royal Soul Master Academy. Shimo looked worried and envious. The Heavenly Dao Royal Academy was the academy that the 5 of them agreed to go to after graduating from the Junior Soul Master Academy. The academy is divided into 3 grades according to the strength of the freshmen. Those below level 25 are the Heavenly Micro level, those between level 25 and 30 are the Heavenly ZHI level, and those above level 30 are the Heavenly Dao level. Among the 5 people, except for Dugu Yan, Lin Feng had the fastest growth in soul power. When he first entered the Royal Soul Master Academy, he was the only one among the freshmen who reached the Soul Master level. But now, hey. Lin Feng smiled at Shimo and nodded. Today, Lin Feng's panel entries have been updated to 7 entries, and his soul power has reached the highest level of 37 among the 5 people. Host, Lin Feng, age 12 years old, innate soul power, level 10, martial soul, Emperor Flame 9-headed dragon, top level, soul power, level 37, entries, Emperor Flame 9-headed dragon, purple, gravity field, purple, arbitrary fusion, purple, soul ring bones, purple. Because there are too many entries, Lin Feng hides some permanent entries. Unless they are upgraded, they are generally not changed. These entries are, outstanding talent, purple, entries copy, gold, son of luck, gold, if there is no Hongaian Kishin. It takes him 2 years to refresh a purple entry, and 200 years to refresh a gold entry. With Hongaian Kishin, in 6 years, he directly exploded 2 gold entries, son of luck, upgraded from Hongaian Kishin, a person loved by the world, carrying a part of destiny, entry copy, upgraded from entry refresh. You can copy another person's entry, but each person can only copy once. After Hongaian Kishin was upgraded to the son of luck, Lin Feng's luck became better. Not long after, the golden item copy was revealed. However, since no one around him had more luxurious items than him, let alone golden items, he never used this copy function. Hey. Speaking of this, Lin Feng coveted Tang San. As the protagonist, his panel must be very gorgeous, and he might have golden items. As for Lin Feng's other purple items, he also changed them to the best. For example, for outstanding talent, it was refreshed to level 10 innate full soul power. The gravity field is the gravity field that the Titan giant ape is born with. As for the martial soul, it changed to the top martial soul Emperor Flame 9-headed dragon. Fortunately, it can also be fused with Dugu Yan. There are also many people who have fused this item to help any fusion. You can fuse martial souls with anyone. This any person does not include Dugu Yan, who can already fuse with his martial soul. With Dugu Yan, he can even perform the Trinity martial soul fusion technique. In fact, it is true. After constant practice, Lin Feng can now perform the three-person martial soul fusion technique with Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling. The fused soul beast has extremely strong healing ability and is almost immortal. Lin Feng gave it a name, Immortal 9-headed dragon. Even the Soul King can't beat the fusion of their three martial souls. Just when Lin Feng and the other 5 were chatting in the back mountain, a familiar face suddenly came over on the muddy path in the distance. Lin Feng, I want to challenge you, do you dare to fight? The person who appeared was Wang Lei. Wang Lei shouted at Lin Feng indignantly. According to Wang Lei's entry, the Wang family should have targeted the Lin family before. But later, the Wang family learned about the news that Lin Feng and Dugu Yan were in love, and they didn't dare to choose to take action out of fear of Dugu Bo and Lin Yi's hard search for evidence from that year has been fruitless, so it has been shelved until now. Now Lin Yi has not only lived safely to the age of 51, but his soul power has also broken through to the level of Soul Douluo. Over the years, Wang Lei's hatred for Lin Feng has never stopped. Today is their last day at the Soul Master Academy, and it is also his last chance for revenge. After all, not long after today, he will follow his father and move his family to the Xingluo Empire. Lin Feng, you don't have to do anything. Beating you is enough. Shimo, who was standing aside, saw Wang Lei's constant shouting and stepped forward to retort. Who do you think you are? Today I want to challenge Lin Feng. Shimo saw that Wang Lei didn't know what was good for him, so he raised his fist and was about to greet him. Shimo, no need, I'll do it myself. Lin Feng let go of his hand to stop Shimo, and looked at Wang Lei with a playful look on his face. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15 The Wang family moves to the Xingluo Empire. Lin Feng walked forward slowly, just as Wang Lei was still summoning his martial soul. First soul skill, Fire Dragon Strangling. A red flame dragon flew out of Lin Feng's right hand. When Lin Feng's martial soul changed, his soul ring soul skill also evolved. The original Fire Snake Strangling became Fire Dragon Strangling. In an instant, Wang Lei's arm was entangled by the fire dragon, and the burning flames made his arm bleed profusely. Wang Lei's eyes revealed fear, and his slightly open mouth could not make a sound. He felt that his left arm was shaking uncontrollably with a blowing wind. As his arm fell, Wang Lei knelt on his knees, his face ashen. Did you still lose, Wang Lei? Go by yourself, and remember, I am being kind to you by not killing you today. If you want revenge in the future, just go to Shandao Royal Academy to find me. Lin Feng's eyes showed a trace of disdain. It was a light punishment for him to remove one of his arms today. Level 22, don't know whether to live or die. Just as several people returned to the classroom to pack up and leave the academy, Wang Lei picked up his arm from the ground, covered a bleeding area, and left unwillingly. Lin Feng, the dean of the academy, called you and Dugu Yan to go to the office. Yi Lingling, who had just left the classroom and came back, said. Office, why are you going when you are about to leave? Dugu Yan asked. I don't know, it seems that someone from Shandao Royal Academy is coming. Is it from Shandao Royal Academy? Let's go. Yaner, go and take a look. Lin Feng couldn't help but wonder why someone from Shandao Royal Academy came at this time. Just walked into the office. Teacher Qin Ming is really young and promising. You are a teacher at Shandao Royal Academy at such a young age? The dean of teaching Yu Ming was praising the handsome man in front of him. Qin Ming from Shandao Royal Academy? Why is he here? Lin Feng was very confused. Oh ha ha ha. Thanks to the favor of the 3 major education committees, Director Yi, Are there any players recommended to join our Shandao reserve team this year? Qin Ming said modestly. There are quite a few good talents in our class this year, especially Lin Feng and Dugu Yan, both of whom reached the Soul Master level when they graduated. Dugu Yan? Is she the granddaughter of that senior poison Douluo? Qin Ming looked at the girl next to Yiming and asked in surprise. That's right, the director said with certainty. Since the director said so, the two of them are indeed qualified to join our reserve team. Then, just as Qin Ming was about to say that he would admit the two into the reserve team, suddenly, how can a guilty person like Lin Feng join the Royal Academy reserve team? What qualifications does he have? A burly stranger with a scar on his face broke in and said angrily. Who are you? Qin Ming was interrupted by the sudden interruption and turned to look at the stranger and asked. I am Wang Xiang, the brother of Wang Lei from this academy. As he said that, Wang Xiang moved down. He let Wang Lei, who had a broken arm and bloodstains on his clothes, come in. It seemed that Wang Lei had received treatment and the bleeding had stopped. What's going on? Yiming was shocked. What's going on? It's your college's Lin Feng who did this. Classmates should stop when they have agreed to fight each other. This Lin Feng actually killed my brother and crippled his arm. If this Lin Feng can't give me a satisfactory explanation today, I don't know which of you dares to accept him into Shandao College, Wang Xiang shouted angrily. Originally, Wang Xiang came to the college to take Wang Lei home and leave for Xingluo Empire soon. But who knew that Wang Lei asked him to wait for a while? When he saw his brother again, he had lost an arm. Wang Lei, who was standing aside, saw that he had his brother's support. His arm didn't hurt anymore, and he straightened his spine. Wang Xiang, whether to enter the college or not is not something we can decide. Shandao College, strength is respected. As a student of the royal team now, you should know. Qin Ming smiled, and glanced at Lin Feng silently from the corner of his eyes. As soon as Lin Feng entered the door just now, he noticed that this young man's soul power was only over 30 levels. But the hidden strength behind it cannot be underestimated. Qin Ming, you are a new teacher in the Royal Academy, so don't be so hypocritical here. If you dare to recruit Lin Feng into the academy today, you won't be a teacher anymore. Qin Ming had a joking face, and didn't take Wang Xiang's words to heart at all. Who said that Lin Feng couldn't be admitted to Shandao Academy? Where did you come from? A wild dog barking here? Dugu Yan looked cold and looked at Wang Xiang with contempt. Lin Feng, what's your ability to rely on a woman to stand in front of you? At this time, Wang Xiang knew Dugu Yan, so he had to continue to scold Lin Feng. What does it have to do with Lin Feng? Wang Xiang, did you get kicked in the head by a donkey? Lin Feng reminded Wang Lei not to provoke him before, but he didn't listen. Is it Lin Feng's fault that he went to the back mountain today to get bored? Dugu Yan didn't let Lin Feng bother with such a villain, and continued to retort. Lin Feng, who was standing aside, felt very satisfied when he saw his wife standing up for him. A look of contentment appeared on his face. Lin Feng, you die. Wang Xiang couldn't bear to see a man who hurt his brother smiling in front of him. He felt that this was a great insult to him. Second soul skill, Rage of the Violent Bear. Wang Xiang's hands appeared with phantom bear claws, and he quickly pounced towards Lin Feng. How? Lin Feng smiled lightly. He tilted his body slightly and slowly raised his right hand. Emperor Flame 9-headed dragon right arm soul bone skill, red scale snake hand. Several red-scaled snakes flew out from Lin Feng's sleeves in an instant and entangled Wang Xiang in an instant. They were tightly wrapped like a silkworm waiting to hatch, with only his head exposed. Wang Xiang struggled to break free, but found that it was getting tighter and tighter. First soul skill, Fire Dragon Strangulation. Lin Feng released a Fire Dragon again, which entangled Wang Xiang's body. When the burning effect acted on Wang Xiang through the red-scaled snake, Wang Xiang was stunned. He, a soul master who was about to enter the soul sect, was actually unable to beat a young man who had just graduated from the Junior Soul Master Academy. Only then did he realize what a rebellious existence his brother had provoked. Lin Feng, let go. Don't you know that my father is the current Marcus? If I tell my father about this today, aren't you afraid of bringing trouble to your Lin family? Wang Xiang had to endure the pain of the fire and shouted helplessly about his father. Lin Feng, didn't you hear my brother telling you to stop? If you dare to hurt my brother today, my father will make sure that your Lin family will not see the sun tomorrow. Wang Lei, who was standing next to Wang Xiang, continued to shout for his brother. Chapter 16, Losing Limbs? My Wang family is not afraid. Shut up, 6 years ago it was you, Wang Lei, today it's you, Wang Xiang. You like to rely on your father because you are not strong enough, right? Third soul skill, green phosphorus snake venom. Some people just need him to shut up completely before they understand. You can't compete with others even if you rely on your father. Dugu Yan, who was standing aside, listened to Wang Xiang's threat to Lin Feng, and her heart was burning with anger and murderous intent. Qin Ming saw that the situation was about to get out of control and was about to step forward to stop it. Unexpectedly, the director stopped him before he could. Teacher Qin Ming, don't get close to him, this poisonous frog will kill any Soul King. Yu Ming lowered his head and whispered in front of Qin Ming. Qin Ming smacked his lips in surprise. He was only at the level of a half-step Soul King. Fortunately, Director Yu stopped him just now. Dugu Yan, calm down, don't do stupid things, put away your martial soul first, you must be aware of the consequences of killing the son of the Marquis in Xiandao City, Yu Ming advised Dugu Yan earnestly. But he only dared to talk from a distance, not daring to come forward easily. Dugu Yan ignored Yu Ming's advice and slowly walked towards the bound Wang Xiang. Yaner, put away your martial soul, leave Wang Xiang to me, you come back, a mere level 39 soul master is not enough to threaten us, Lin Feng said to Dugu Yan calmly. Lin Feng, don't be so mysterious here, you are a young brat who just graduated and is still wet behind the ears, don't pretend in front of me, if you have the guts today, cripple my limbs. If I scream, I am not a member of the Wang family, Wang Xiang roared, and he was determined to make Lin Feng look good today. Brother, stop talking, Wang Lei was a little scared at this time, looking at Lin Feng in panic. Unexpectedly, his brother was subdued before he could make a move. Lin Feng, don't worry about his father, the Duke, if there is anything, I can call my grandfather to help us at any time. Beat him to death for me, Dugu Yan clenched his fist hard and poked Lin Feng, ready to make a move. Lin Feng just smiled at Dugu Yan's kindness and did not respond. He still remembers the words of his father in the Soul Hunter Forest. If we have to fight outside, we must show the prestige of our Lin family. Lin Feng frowned and exerted force with his palm. Wang Xiang, I just heard you say that you want to break my limbs today, right? Today you are just like your brother, arrogant and domineering. What did I say to your brother in the past? Today I will say the same thing to you. I will teach you a lesson on behalf of the Marquis father you two always talk about. Click, click. After a few sounds of bones colliding, Lin Feng had an expressionless face and a cold look as he twisted Wang Xiang's hands and legs. Plop. As Lin Feng withdrew his soul power, Wang Xiang fainted and fell limply to the ground. Brother, seeing the appearance of his brother Wang Xiang, Wang Lei hurried forward and supported him with his only remaining hand. Lin Feng, today you broke my arm and hurt my elder brother, in the future, I will fight you to the death. Wang Lei's face was ferocious, and he roared with his teeth grinding like crazy. Humph, fight to the death? Wang Lei, just you, and you, Wang Xiang, don't allow me to go to Xiandao College, don't worry. I will go to Xiandao College. As for your Wang family, if you really think you have the ability to be an enemy of my Lin family, you can give it a try. After saying that, Lin Feng turned around and pulled Dugu Yan out of the office. Only the few people left in the room looked at each other. In front of the Junior Soul Master Academy, Lin Feng, Dugu Yan, Yi Lingling and the other 5 people said goodbye to each other and agreed to meet at Xiandao Royal College next semester. Lin Mansion. Congratulations, Fenger, you graduated successfully. Look, your mother cooked this today. All the dishes she cooked are your favorites. Lin Yi and Lin's mother smiled at the dinner table. Father, I want to tell you something, Lin Feng said as he stuffed something into his mouth. What's the matter? Lin Yi put down his chopsticks and asked curiously. Do you remember Wang Lei from the Wang family that I mentioned to you before? Yes, what happened? Today I beat him and his brother Wang Xiang again. It was serious. Hey, I'm glad you're okay. I just beat you. Lin Yi raised his hand and stretched his muscles, looking completely unconcerned. But Lin Yi knew in his heart that there were undercurrents in the royal family recently. According to reliable news, the Wang family is about to flee to the Xingluo Empire. It's a pity that I haven't found any evidence before. Otherwise, the entire Wang family would not have lived peacefully until now. Fenger beat them, no matter how serious it was a relief for himself. Then Lin Yi let out a long sigh and looked at Lin Feng as if he was worried. Fenger, I heard you say that you want to go to Xiandao Academy next semester. Have you made up your mind? Do you want to consider Chihiro Academy? Lin Yu knew clearly that although Shyandao Royal Academy had good teachers, the overall level and atmosphere of the students were still a bit poor. For example, the disappointing son of the Wang family mentioned by Fenger was already 25 years old and his soul power was only level 39. Such a person was actually regarded as a rare genius in Shyandao Royal Academy. Lin Yu was full of disdain. Yes, I have made a lot of good friends in the academy in recent years. We agreed to go to Shyandao Royal Academy together. Also, why go to Chihiro Academy? Lin Feng slurped the chicken soup that his mother made for him and asked casually. Isn't Chihiro Academy compatible with your martial soul? Besides, the academy is close to home. Shyandao Academy's performance in the Soul Master competition in recent years is also average. Do you want to think about it again? Lin Feng heard what Lin Yu meant. No, the development of the Element Academy is too single. What if I go to Dugu Yan? What about the other friends? And father, today the teachers of Shyandao Academy have come to our academy to recruit members for the reserve team. Dugu Yan and I have been recommended by the director. Shyandao Academy will definitely train our students vigorously. It can be seen that Shyandao Academy really wants to achieve a good result in the next Soul Master competition this year. After all, it is called the best academy in the Shyandao Empire and it still cares about its reputation. Lin Feng seemed to have made up his mind long ago and said confidently. In that case, okay, next time, I can only reject that old guy when I meet him. Lin Yu sighed as if relieved, and a smile appeared on his face again. Who is that old guy? Lin Feng asked puzzledly. Hulong, the dean of Chihiro Academy you met before, Uncle Hulong? Oh, he did meet him once, and at that time, because the other party was the father of Ho Wushuang and Ho Wu, he looked at him a few more times. Chapter 17 Purple Entries, Imagination. Speaking of this fire dragon, your father is an old classmate of this guy. He started talking to me about you some time ago, saying that he wanted you to go to their college. Ask me to ask your opinion. Since you have already decided, I can only refuse him. Lin Yu looked proud and satisfied. Fenger is so talented that the college is now scrambling to recruit him. Fenger, the 5 Attributes College will hold a large college party in a few days. Do you want to come? Lin Yu raised his chest and raised his head, his eyebrows flying, and his face was full of confidence and pride. It's a party of the 5 colleges. Why are you going there, father? Lin Feng looked at Lin Yu, holding the food in his mouth, and asked in confusion. What do you mean by why? Lin Yu coughed twice. Your father is now the education committee of the Blazing Fire College. Speaking of this, Lin Yu pursed his lips, shook his head, and was in high spirits. Education committee? Why have I never heard you, father, say that? Lin Feng was surprised and almost spit out the soup he had just drunk. Mother Lin stepped forward with a worried look on her face and patted him on the back. The education committee is just a nominal position, just a title. It's because the immortal elixir you gave me before helped me break through to the Soul Douluo level. Of course, your father, your mother and you have all witnessed my talent. When the old guy Hulong heard that my soul power had been promoted to Soul Douluo, he insisted on arranging this position for me. I couldn't refuse even if I wanted to. Lin Yu laughed at Lin Feng's surprised look, waved his hand, pretending to have no choice but to say proudly. Breaking through Soul Douluo and becoming the education committee is indeed something to be proud of. After hearing the immortal herbs his father mentioned, Lin Feng's spirit that had just been cleared almost came up again, and he tried hard to hold back his smile. It seems that his father has always thought that the reason for breaking through to Soul Douluo was the herb. But in fact, it was because he refreshed the entry for him. As for the elixir, it's just ordinary black rice mixed with a few Chinese medicinal herbs that can strengthen yang and nourish the kidneys. Then some special seasonings were added to preserve the original taste of the elixir. What does it taste like? Well, I haven't eaten it. Lin Feng couldn't help laughing. At that time, he didn't know how to make that smell realistic, but it didn't smell very good. But medicine is medicine, and Lin's father's strength is no longer the same. Lin Yi, gender, male, innate soul power, level 9, martial soul, flame sun 3-headed snake, high level, soul power, level 82, entries, martial soul fusion, green, purple fire dragon, green, outstanding talent, purple, because Lin Yi has been away for many years, he has only refreshed a purple, innate level 9 soul power. As for martial soul fusion, it is a lower level entry for arbitrary fusion. Martial soul fusion, you can fuse martial souls with a person who has a tacit understanding, and you cannot change the object afterwards. The object of the father's martial soul fusion is naturally Lin's mother, and Lin's mother's soul power has also reached the soul emperor level with the secret help of Lin Feng. Zia Fen, what are you laughing at? Are you going to the Five Elements Academy party in a few days? Lin Yu was confused and asked. Over the years, his son has brought them too many unexpected surprises since he awakened his martial soul. First, his soul power increased significantly, then his martial soul evolved, and then there were many elixirs and immortal herbs. So sometimes Lin's father and mother are no longer surprised by Lin Feng's sudden emotions. Maybe they don't understand the world of geniuses. Go, I haven't seen Uncle Hulong for a long time, and I miss him. Lin Feng put away his emotions, smiled and answered seriously. Compared with Hulong, he wants to see the younger generation of the Five Elements Academy more. On the third day of vacation at home, Lin Feng reached the day of refreshing the entries again. System, refresh the entries, Ling. All entries have been refreshed, please choose or keep them. Hey, didn't it trigger a critical hit? It seems that the probability of this golden entry is still very small. Lin Feng quickly read through the refreshed entries, and chose to keep several entries such as Emperor Flame 9-Headed Dragon, Any Fusion, and Soul Ring Bones. It was just that one of the refreshed entries in Gravity Field that piqued Lin Feng's interest. Imagination, purple, every action of yours will make people think about it and mistakenly think that there is some deep meaning. Well, this is quite interesting. System, choose. Lin Feng chose imagination. As for why he didn't keep Gravity Field, Lin Feng felt that it was unnecessary. After all, there were 7 other entries. As for the last entry refreshed by entry copy, follow the way of heaven, gold. If you follow the way of heaven, all the sons of luck and sons of destiny will become your helpers. Devil fruit, gold. You will randomly gain the power of a devil fruit, without side effects. Vulcan god, gold. You will obtain the position of the god of the 7 elements, the god of fire, and gain an additional 20% affinity with the god of fire. Following the way of heaven means that you have become a teammate of Tang San and his friends. But since there is following the way of heaven, there should also be going against it, right? Lin Feng couldn't help but think. He was mainly interested in going against the way of heaven, so forget about following the way of heaven. Devil fruit, isn't this from One Piece? And it's random? Tisk, dogs don't eat random fruits. What if they awaken some rubbish ability? Wouldn't it be a loss? Don't say there are no rubbish fruits, only rubbish ability users. A good fruit, with a little practice, can bring huge combat power. A rubbish fruit requires 10,000 times the effort, and it may not catch up with others. Since it's all for getting stronger, why not just eat a good fruit? There's even that outrageous animal-type human fruit, which can turn people into humans after eating it. What's the use? Pure fun. This is just like there are no rubbish martial spirits, only rubbish spirit masters. It's all bullshit. The master who said this didn't just accept Tang San's twin martial spirits because of his talent. As for the master himself, he is always inferior. If it was another golden color, he would change it to play around and see what kind of fruit it was. Anyway, it can be changed back after 7 days. But this is a copy of the entry, and the entry cannot be changed at all. There is less than a year left before Tang San awakens his martial spirit, so it is better to copy the entry first. If Tang San has a red color that defies heaven in the future, then he will make a fortune. Even if it is gold, it can be copied. After all, he still has 5 entries that have not been upgraded to gold. As for the position of the god of fire, a mere first-level god, I won't change it. Lin Feng shook his head and didn't like it. His goal is the God King. Chapter 18 Fire Dragon. Lin Yi, I can tell at a glance that it's you who's behind this. The next day, Lin Yi took Lin Feng to Blazing Fire City to attend the gathering of the 5 Elements Academy. Father, who will be attending this time? Lin Feng asked thoughtfully. The 5 deans will attend this time, as well as the elders of each academy and some outstanding students in the academy. I recently heard that there is a genius with full innate soul power in the Divine Wind Academy named Feng Zia Ocean, who is 3 years older than you. I don't know if you will come this time. Fenger, why are you asking this? Lin Yu raised his head and thought, a little confused. No, I just want to see if there are any peers to play with. Lin Feng lowered his head and thought about the memory of Feng Zia Ocean in his mind, and his tone seemed low. The genius of the Divine Wind Academy? Feng Zia Ocean? Yes, have you forgotten the 2 children of your uncle Hulong before, Ho Wu and Ho Washuang? You can play with them both at that time, Lin Yu said with a smile. At this time, Lin Feng recalled the fact that Feng Xiaoshan participated in the Soul Master Elite competition, and couldn't help sighing in his heart. If he could be called a genius with innate full soul power, it would be a shame for the innate full soul power. He had a good hand in his hand, but he played it badly. Lin Feng pursed his lips, looking dissatisfied. Lin Yi beside him saw that Lin Feng had been keeping his head down and didn't say anything, and then he noticed the expression on his face. Was he stimulated by the man with innate full soul power? That was his first feeling. But he thought about it. No, Fenger is not that kind of fragile person. In the past few years, Fenger's talent in soul master training and his luck and fortune are no less than any innate full soul power person he has seen. Then why is he silent? Lin Yu was puzzled and puzzled. I don't know what happened, but he suddenly became very easy to think too much today, and couldn't help but worry about Lin Feng. Could it be Ho Wu? He knew that Fenger had 2 girlfriends in the Junior Soul Master Academy. Although he didn't agree with his approach from the bottom of his heart, it was better to let the young people solve their own problems. The thinking of their generation can no longer catch up. Moreover, Fenger's expression was 3 parts cold, 3 parts ridiculed, and 4 parts careless. That's right, it must be because of Ho Wu. When they were young, Ho Wu came to their house and snatched a piece of pine nut candy from Fenger. Unexpectedly, Fenger still remembered it. This is holding a grudge. Lin Yi smiled and looked at Fenger's face full of dissatisfaction. If this is true, Fenger, you can put your heart in your stomach. Your father will handle this matter for you. This time when you meet To Long, let them arrange a baby marriage. Lin Yi admired his inner analysis with a proud face. I don't know how he associated Lin Feng's grudge with a baby marriage. Maybe in his opinion, between children, beating is love, scolding is love. Blazing Fire City. Blazing Fire College. A man in a fiery red robe, with a burly figure and a beard, has been waiting at the entrance of the college for a long time. Beside him, there are 2 small figures. When Ho Long saw Lin Yi and the others coming, he smiled and led them into the campus. Several people sat down in the college tea room. I haven't seen Fenger for a year or 2. He has grown so tall. I still remember that the last time I saw him, he was only as tall as my waist. Ho Long and Lin Yi were talking, but their eyes were always on Lin Feng beside them. Of the 2 little ones, Ho Wu showed her confidence as soon as they met. Her face was calm and she glanced at Lin Feng from time to time. Ho Wuxiang looked at him curiously. Xiao Feng, are you willing to come to our Chihiro Academy? Your father should have told you everything. If you are willing to come, I will personally accept you as my disciple. I will give you the top training resources of our academy. Ho Long couldn't wait to stand up and come to Lin Feng and promised. No, Uncle Ho Long, I have decided to go to Xiandao Royal Academy. Thank you for your kindness. Lin Feng knew that he could not forget the agreement with Dugu Yan and the others. Ho Long was surprised to hear Lin Feng's refusal. Obviously, his academy was very suitable for Lin Feng's development, and he really couldn't understand why Lin Feng refused. Suddenly, Ho Long seemed to have figured out something. He looked at Lin Yi behind him with a gloomy look. Was it this old guy who did it? Lin Yi's eyes widened and glanced at Lin Feng. It was obviously the little guy who didn't want to do it. What does it have to do with me? Well, Fenger, I'll let Ho Wu and Ho Wuxiang take you to see our academy first, and then you decide. Ho Long smiled mysteriously, thinking of letting the children go out first. Hearing his father's words, Ho Wu and Ho Wuxiang had to move and left the tea room with Lin Feng. Tell me, old boy, is it you who did it? What conspiracy did you use to make Fenger give up joining the Blazing Fire Academy? Ho Long grabbed Lin Yi's collar and asked with resentment. Lin Yi originally saw Ho Long grabbing his collar and ready to raise his hands to surrender. But when he heard Ho Long's questioning, his temper rose instantly and he pushed Ho Long's hand away. No, you old man, you are mentally ill, aren't you? Do you want to fight? What good will it do for me to do this? I tried so hard to persuade Lin Feng to come to Chihiro College at home. Lin Yi was angry and vented his dissatisfaction. What good? Isn't it your revenge on me for forcing you to come to Chihiro College to be a nominal member of the teaching committee? I told you in advance that a grudge between the 2 of us is ours. You can't delay Fenger's future because of this. Ho Long listened to Lin Yi's high-sounding explanation and retorted with disbelief. Lin Yi was speechless when he heard Ho Long's words, and he didn't want to pay attention to him in silence. He didn't understand why the dean of Chihiro College had cerebellar atrophy and underdeveloped development. Didn't he understand that he was pretending to be reserved when he declined the nominal member of the teaching committee? He was still very happy about the nominal member of the teaching committee. After all, it was a recognition of his own strength by the outside world. And he had boasted to Fenger about his nominal member of the teaching committee. HMPH. You're pretending to be deep without saying anything. I guessed it, kid. Ho Long smiled confidently, with an expression that said, I've seen through you, Lin Yi. Let's make a deal first. Fenger has to come to our Chihiro Academy this year no matter what, in the last all-continental elite competition. Our Chihiro Academy didn't even make it past the preliminaries. Now we finally have a genius like Fenger among our own people. If you dare to let him go to another academy, I'll never let you go in this life, you old Biden. Ho Long's words did not allow Lin Yi to refuse at all, and every word made sense. Lin Yi shook his head helplessly. Fenger has his own plans, and as a parent, he can't just force Fenger to come to Chihiro Academy for the sake of friendship. Chapter 19 Ho Wu's Imaginations. Academy Square. Lin Feng, my father told me that you ate a herb and your spirit evolved. Let it out so I can see. Ho Wu looked at the little boy who had been bullied by her with an arrogant look on her face. Lin Feng looked indifferent and calmly ignored Ho Wu's words. There was really no reason for him to indulge such an impolite person. System, Entry Exploration, Ho Wu, Gender, Female, Soul, Naruto, High Level, Innate Spirit Power, Level 8, Soul Power, Level 25, Entries, Fiery, White, Ring Fusion Power, Green, Outstanding Talent, Purple, Love Born from Hate, Purple, Roar. The entries are just like the person, and they really fit her. She does have a hot temper. Ring Fusion Power, Green, you will be quite talented in Ring Fusion. Love Born from Hate, Purple, you will have a series of conflicts with your Mr. Right and fall in love with him in the conflicts. The power of the fusion ring does not need much introduction. Is this true lover who turns from love to hate Tang-san? Ho Wu saw that Lin Feng did not speak for a long time. Lin Feng, are you looking down on me? If you have the guts, let's have a fight. Ho Wu's face was full of anger, and her ears turned red. Ho Wuxiang, who was standing by, hurriedly stepped forward to stop Ho Wu's temper. I'm sorry, Lin Feng, Ho Wu has a bit of a bad temper. Ho Wuxiang apologized to Lin Feng repeatedly. After all, this was a guest invited by his father, and he asked them to take him around the academy. If Ho Wu really fought with Lin Feng, he would not be able to explain to his father. No, Brother Ho, I was just a little fascinated by Sister Ho Wu just now. I feel that she is more beautiful than Uncle Hu Long said, and she is a bit like the fairy sister I met in my dream before, Lin Feng explained to Ho Wuxiang calmly. He has many ways to deal with such a girl. Lin Feng fixed his eyes on Ho Wu, his eyes flashing with appreciation and curiosity, with a gentle smile on his lips. When Ho Wu and Lin Feng's eyes met, she was stunned. Where have I seen people chatting like this? What is he talking about? Ho Wu's face flushed. Who is so fascinated as soon as they meet? Fairy sister. Could it be that Lin Feng is interested in me? Ho Wu couldn't help but think wildly. Even Ho Wuxiang was stunned in place, looking at Lin Feng with admiration in his eyes. No, Brother Lin, this is also possible? And my sister was actually appeased by Lin Feng's few words, but I usually have to work hard. Lin Feng looked at Ho Wu shyly and Ho Wuxiang shocked. The appearance of the brother and sister made Lin Feng start to defend himself in his heart. No way, I was just teasing her casually. Who made him steal my pine nut candy when he was a child? As a person who has read countless articles in his previous life, the way to make a person quiet immediately is. You suddenly told her out of the blue to make her think that I like you. After seeing the effect achieved, Lin Feng remembered the purpose of his visit to Blazing Academy this time. Brother Wuxiang, can you take me to see the Blazing team of the Academy? Lin Feng asked curiously. The strength of Blazing Academy is actually quite good. Soul Sect level graduates like Ho Wu and Ho Wuxiang often appear. I wonder how strong the team is now? You mean the team of our academy? Of course, come on, I'll take you there. Along the way, Ho Wu followed behind Lin Feng and Ho Wuxiang quietly and shyly. She only felt that the little boy in front of her had grown up to be more handsome and knew how to please her. Unlike when he was a child, he would even snatch a piece of pine nut candy from her. Lin Feng, who was walking in front, didn't care about the strangeness of Ho Wu behind him at all, but was very puzzled. Since refreshing his imagination, I feel that there is nothing different around me. You said Ho Wu is shy, isn't that normal? His skills in flirting with girls have been certified by the 21st century, which people in this era can resist. Maybe I need to find a few more people to chat with before I can trigger it. Lin Feng thought self-righteously. As soon as he entered the training room, Lin Feng saw a group of people bustling around two boys. Brother Washuang, what are they doing? Lin Feng asked curiously. Are you talking about the two people on the stage? Xiao Ho and Liu Ho are the two strongest people in the current academy team. Their soul power is already at the soul master level. Today they are dueling and competing for the winner. The winner can get the position of captain of the Blazing Fire team. Secondly, the winner this time can also attend the gathering of the Five Elements Academy in a few days. Ho Washuang walked forward to explain to Lin Feng with a calm face. After listening, Lin Feng moved his eyes to the stage with great interest, thinking about what level the strongest person Ho Washuang mentioned was. On the stage, both of them were on fire, with the best soul ring configuration of 3 soul rings of yellow, and purple under their feet. Liu Ho, I advise you to give up the position of team captain this time. Xiao Ho's eyes were fierce and unruly, and his slender eyebrows revealed an irresistible pressure. Humph. If you want a position of captain, fight me first. First soul skill, Fire Fist. Liu Ho looked unconvinced, and his soul power turned into flames and condensed in his palms. With the wind under his feet, he rushed towards Xiao Ho quickly. Third soul skill, Nether Flame Shield. Xiao Ho smiled faintly, and his body was covered by a layer of light blue flame protection shield. The temperature of the flame was extremely low, and the onlookers around couldn't help but wrap their clothes tightly. Bang! The red flame hit the blue protection shield, like a splash of water, and dissipated in the air. However, Liu Ho's body, under the huge inertia, pounced into the air, and his body unconsciously staggered a few steps behind Xiao Ho. What, is this all your strength? First soul skill, Ghost Flame. As the light blue shield disappeared, Xiao Ho smiled evilly. His right hand showed a cold flame, and he turned around and hit Liu Ho's back firmly. Liu Ho, who was under the attack, let out a dull pain, and a few drops of blood hung from the corners of his mouth. Liu Ho quickly turned over and jumped to the side of the field to find a chance to catch his breath. Third soul skill, Fire Shadow. Instantly, a clone of Liu Ho appeared beside him. The clone can not only provide a 10% increase in the fire attribute of its original body, but also quickly restore its own soul power. A trivial skill. You want to use the clone to restore your soul power, but don't you know that your clone will immediately dissipate once it is attacked? Second soul skill, Netherworld Fire Attack. Dozens of purple ghost fires appeared beside Xiao Ho and rushed towards the two figures on the field. Found you. Xiao Ho's body seemed to be transformed into the void, and the next second he appeared in front of Liu Ho's real body. His palm condensed flames again, and with a bang, he pushed Liu Ho, who had not reacted, out of the field. The battle ended, and the onlookers cheered instantly. Xiao Ho. Xiao Ho. Lin Feng couldn't help but admire the wonderful fight. This person named Xiao Ho was so skilled in the use of soul skills. Lin Feng used the entries to explore. Oh? This Xiao Ho not only has a soul power of level 35 at the age of 18, but also has the green entry of Soul Master. He is also a little genius. In the Soul Master competition 4 years later, it is estimated that he will be able to break through the Soul Master level, and his talent is comparable to Ho Washuang. Then, Lin Feng thought of something inside. Speaking of which, he used to not take such a talented person seriously. He refreshed a purple entry that increased the age of all soul rings by 10,000 years before, but it was later upgraded to gold. Otherwise, he now has 3 10,000 year soul rings, and it would be easy for him to beat these people present. Chapter 20 Brother Washuang, you really misunderstood me. Xiao Ho, you won. You will be the captain of the Blazing Fire team from now on. Off the field, Liu Ho was helped to stand up. Lin Feng congratulated him. This guy's potential seems to be stronger than the Shi brothers. But that's all. Just a bunch of chickens pecking at each other. Alice. Lin Feng shook his head with regret and sighed. Ho Washuang looked at Lin Feng with a frown and sighed repeatedly. That look, regretful? What was he regretting? Did he want to go up and fight? But it was a pity that this was an internal matter of their Blazing Fire Academy team, and he couldn't play? It made sense. I had heard that the Royal Academy recruited some playboys and drunkards. Lin Feng, a genius, must be an outlier among them. The lonely king always longs for the affirmation of his peers. Ho Washuang nodded confidently and stepped forward to pat Lin Feng on the shoulder. Lin Feng, stop sighing. Since you want to fight, then I will challenge you. Lin Feng was puzzled by Ho Washuang's sudden nonsensical words. No? What am I thinking? How can we compete? Before Lin Feng could react, Ho Washuang jumped onto the stage. Xiao Ho also knew the situation and quickly got off the stage. Lin Feng, come up, let's have a fight. Ho Washuang extended his hand and invited sincerely. Lin Feng, he is the Lin Feng from the Junior Royal Academy that the dean often mentioned before, isn't this Ho Washuang? Who did he say he was going to compete with? The dean's son is going to compete with a genius of the Royal Academy. It's going to be interesting. There was a commotion in the audience, and everyone looked at Lin Feng. Even Ho Wu, who was standing below, looked at Ho Washuang on the stage with a dazed look on her face. Brother, challenging Lin Feng? Why? Could it be? She remembered what she had said when she was a child. Ho Wu, humph. Ho Wu, will only marry someone who can defeat me. Could it be true? Could it be that this stinky brother thinks that I like Lin Feng and wants to test his strength for me? Damn it, it's obviously Lin Feng who likes me. I haven't even agreed yet. Why is Ho Washuang so active? Hate it. Ho Wu complained in her heart, but a shy blush appeared on her face. Lin Feng looked at Ho Wu beside her, who was shying away, and was a little confused. No, why are you blushing? I didn't flirt with you at this moment. Didn't you see that your brother was about to beat me up on the stage? Isn't this Lin Feng afraid? You see, he has been flirting with Ho Wu down there. I guess he doesn't dare to go up and wants Ho Wu to help. Lin Feng listened to the conversation of several people who were closer to him. His face darkened, and he was a little speechless. I don't dare to go up? Worry me and $. Who are you scolding? I once broke Wang Lei's arm and crippled Wang Shuang's limbs in anger. When have I ever been afraid? Lin Feng frowned, ignored the words of the people around him, and walked straight onto the stage. Ha ha ha. Lin Feng, I knew you were this kind of person. Today I will satisfy your thoughts. Lin Feng waved his hands helplessly, ready to fight. Ho Washuang stared at Ho Washuang fiercely. If you dare to hurt Lin Feng today, you will be dead. Ho Washuang on the stage suddenly felt a chill on her back, as if she saw her sister's fierce eyes in her peripheral vision. It was probably an illusion. Ho Washuang comforted herself in her heart. She was looking at Lin Feng, right? After all, Lin Feng ignored Ho Wu at the beginning today, which angered her. I guess she is angry at that time. It seems that I must defeat Lin Feng later and coax my sister. Sorry, Lin Feng. Ho Washuang, 13 years old, Martial Soul Unicorn Fire Tyrannosaurus, 26th level strong attack system Great Soul Master. Ho Washuang rubbed his nose, and the two yellow excellent configuration soul rings under his feet lit up. The audience exclaimed. You are worthy of being the son of the dean. Even Xiao Ho, who just walked down, was a little surprised. As the strongest player in the current team, Washuang's talent is even better than his. Lin Feng, I'll let you attack first. After all, I'm older than you. Ho Washuang smiled slightly, thinking that no matter how strong the rumors outside, how strong can a 12-year-old be? He secretly made up his mind to fight with Lin Feng for a few moves after Lin Feng attacked. After letting him have a good fight, he would defeat him. After all, he had to save some face for his reputation. At this time, Lin Feng just stood there without releasing his martial spirit. Are you sure? Lin Feng raised his eyebrows, looking unbelievable. Come on, you're welcome. Ho Washuang took a defensive posture, his eyes full of confidence, eager to try. First soul skill, Fire Dragon Strangulation. Lin Feng shook his head helplessly, stretched out his right hand to release the soul skill. A huge fire dragon attacked Ho Washuang. Ho Washuang didn't have time to think about it. Second soul skill, Fire Dragon Scale. A shield made of dragon scales blocked Ho Washuang. Ho Washuang struggled to withstand the impact of the powerful fire dragon in front of him, and he stammered to himself. You told me that this is 12 years old. Ho Wu and the others in the audience looked at Lin Feng on the stage with surprise, looking calm and at ease. Ho Washuang roared, increased his soul power, and barely withstood the impact and stabilized his body. But the fire dragon in front of him continued to pounce on him. On the opposite side, Lin Feng moved his palm slightly, increasing the power of the fire dragon. Boom, 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 boom. The dragon scale shield was instantly dispersed, and Ho Washuang was knocked out and fell to the ground several times. Cough, cough, cough. Ho Washuang's body trembled, and blood kept coughing out of the corners of his mouth. Every rapid breath was accompanied by severe pain. The whole audience was silent for a long time. Xiao Ho, who was watching the game, couldn't help swallowing his saliva. What kind of monster is this Lin Feng? Ho Wu stepped forward with a worried look on her face to help Ho Wushileng up. A soul master from the healing department also hurried up to treat Ho Wushileng's injuries. Nothing serious, just some skin injuries. Is everything okay? Lin Feng walked down from the stage and asked anxiously. He had controlled the strength at the end, but he didn't expect this result. It's okay, I was careless. Ahem, I didn't expect you to be so powerful. Lin Feng, it seems that our Blazing Academy can't let you find an opponent. Ho Wushileng covered his chest in pain, with a gloomy look. I didn't think about finding an opponent. Lin Feng was speechless. Now at least according to Ho Wushileng's words, it can be judged that Ho Wushileng mistakenly thought that he was looking for a fight. It seems that the term of floating imagination has taken effect. Brother Wushileng, you misunderstood me. I really didn't think about finding an opponent, Lin Feng said to Ho Wushileng seriously. I know. You don't have to comfort me, Lin Feng. If you lose, you lose. There's nothing to be ashamed of. From the moment I saw the look in your eyes when you looked at Xiao Ho and the others, I could see your desire to fight. I thought I could be your opponent. Now it seems that I overestimated myself. Father is right. You are indeed a genius. I am not worthy of being your opponent. I can accept this result. Ho Wushileng's eyebrows were gloomy, as if he denied the results of his hard work over the years. Lin Feng didn't know what to say for a while. He felt helpless looking at Ho Wushileng, whose Tao heart was broken. Chapter 21 Feng Xiaoshan, was born to be Ho Wu's liquor. Ho Wu, who was beside him, was a little worried when she saw Ho Wushileng injured, but she was still a little disappointed. It turned out that her brother fought with Lin Feng because of this, not what she thought. But Ho Wu reminded herself soon. What does Lin Feng like or have to do with her? Her ideal person must be. Oh, that's not right. Lin Feng is so strong, it seems that she can't beat him. Doesn't that mean he's really qualified to marry her? Ho Wu's face was hot and flushed. At this time, Xiao Ho, who had been in the audience, also ignited his fighting spirit. Through the previous battle, he could see that Lin Feng had not used his full strength yet. He instinctively wanted to fight with Lin Feng, but he was very entangled in his heart. Now that Ho Wushileng was injured, it was not a good time. Moreover, she was much older than Lin Feng, and if she fought, it would be a bit like bullying the younger generation. At this time, a burst of laughter suddenly came from the door of the training room. Is this the Blazing Academy? Doesn't it look that strong? Everyone looked over and saw three figures, led by a young man in green who was wearing a mask with only one eye exposed. The young man looked extremely arrogant and looked at everyone present with disdain. Lin Feng recognized the identity of this person without even using the word list. Feng Xiaoshan. What are you talking about? Who are you? You are so arrogant. Everyone was excited and said sharply. Listen up, everyone. I am Feng Xiaoshan from the Divine Wind Academy. The young man in green had an arrogant look in his eyes when he introduced himself, and the contemptuous smile on his lips never stopped. Behind the young man in green, two seniors who were a head taller than him stood straight, looking proud, like arrogant guards. The Feng Xiaoshan with innate full soul power. Ho Wushileng spoke first. Innate full soul power. The crowd watching kept making waves of surprised noises. What's wrong with having full innate soul power? You are so arrogant. You dare to look down on our Chihiro Academy. Today I will make you pay. Ho Wu heard that everyone did not know how to protect the reputation of her academy, and she spoke angrily. The first soul skill, Fire Shadow. Ho Wu clenched her fists and rushed towards Feng Xiaoshan. Just as Ho Wu got close, Feng Xiaoshan and her eyes met. Dark red wavy hair, white face, delicate features and a pair of big eyes shining with a faint silver light. Feng Xiaoshan saw Ho Wu's face and felt that this was the crush he had been looking for. He was stunned in place. At this moment, it seemed as if time had stopped, and the whole world was left with only Ho Wu and him. But reality is cruel after all. With a bang, Ho Wu's fist hit Feng Xiaoshan's face heavily. Feng Xiaoshan flew several meters away in response, with a few drops of blood hanging from the corners of his mouth. Tisk, what is innate full soul power? That's it. You are not that great, you are so weak. Ho Wu turned sideways, twisted her wrist, and looked contemptuous. The onlookers were shocked. Is this innate full soul power? I think I can beat him. Why didn't he fight back? Only Lin Feng on the side knew the reason, but he couldn't help smacking his lips. Just met for the first time, and he started to lick? Is this Feng Xiaoshan so abstract? Feng Xiaoshan, who was knocked to the ground, recalled the taste left by Ho Wu's fist on his face with a silly smile. Such a hot temper? I like it. Thinking of this, Feng Xiaoshan was excited. Which hand did she touch me just now? Woo, I was just thinking about looking at her and didn't notice it. Two seniors from the Kamikaze Academy hurriedly helped him up. One of them began to check Feng Xiaoshan's wounds anxiously. Don't move, don't touch me, Feng Xiaoshan shouted anxiously. The two were stunned. What kind of trick did you use to make us unable to do it? Feng Xiaoshan walked straight towards Ho Wu with a smile on his face. What? Are you looking for a fight? If you know what's good for you, apologize and admit your mistake, maybe I can forgive you. Ho Wu unconsciously straightened her back and raised her head. Ho Wusheng beside her shook her head and looked at Ho Wu, full of worry. My sister is still too naive. Although I don't understand why Feng Xiaoshan didn't dodge just now, how could he make the same mistake twice? Ho Wusheng leaned closer to Ho Wu. If Feng Xiaoshan makes a move later, he can also help in time. Not only Ho Wusheng, Xiao Ho and other people in the academy all stood behind Ho Wu tacitly. Only Lin Feng found a bench, crossed his legs, and waited for the next good show. Feng Xiaoshan will beat Ho Wu? Don't be ridiculous. Instead of worrying about Ho Wu, you might as well worry about Feng Xiaoshan. The road of a waste with innate full soul power will start from today. Mr. Feng, we are here to exchange and learn, not to fight. Seeing this situation, the two senior students hurried forward and whispered to Feng Xiaoshan to stay calm. Feng Xiaoshan ignored their words and remained silent. After a moment of tension, Feng Xiaoshan seemed to have made sufficient mental preparations, and bowed straight to Ho Wu with a standard 90-degree bend. I'm sorry, I have caused you trouble. I apologize to you for my inappropriate words just now. I hope you can forgive me, classmate Ho Wu. Everyone's faces were very long and extremely shocked. The scene was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop on the ground. Is this guy mentally ill? I thought he was playing the pig to eat the tiger when he came over with a smile just now. This Feng Xiaoshan is just asking for a lesson. Sitting next to him, Lin Feng got some fruits from somewhere and ate them happily, with a look on his face that I knew it. Seeing Feng Xiaoshan's sincere attitude, Ho Wu did not intend to continue to embarrass him. Okay, then, halfway through her words, she was suddenly interrupted by Feng Xiaoshan's voice. Then please date me, Feng Xiaoshan said word by word, seriously, with deep affection in his eyes. It wasn't just Ho Wu who had this reaction. Everyone present seemed to have eaten a shocking melon, and almost at the same time, they made surprised sounds. Only Lin Feng continued to eat hard, and when he was tired, he looked up at them. No, are you sick? Did I know you before? You want me to date you? Ho Wu was a little annoyed. This Feng Xiaoshan was not only weak but also impolite. Feng Xiaoshan was not angry because of Ho Wu's reaction. Instead, he thought the girl in front of her was quite cute. Retracting his thoughts, Feng Xiaoshan cleared his throat and asked everyone to be quiet. Sister Ho Wu, from the moment I met you just now, my world seemed to be lit up, and it was an indescribable heartbeat. I think this is probably love at first sight. This is the person I've been searching for. I'm willing to use all of me to protect this sudden beauty. Are you willing to be the only one in my life? At this time, Feng Xiaoshan finished speaking and stood there quietly, his eyes gentle and deep, with a faint smile on the corner of his mouth. The whole person's temperament was as if it was soaked in affection, which made people involuntarily moved. Many people present were watching the fun and didn't mind making trouble. Some of them started to make a fuss and asked him to agree, while others scolded Feng Xiaoshan for being mentally ill. Can you stop arguing? And you, Feng Xiaoshan, get out of my head. The noises of several major factions made Ho Wu's head a little irritated. Ho Wu looked at Feng Xiaoshan in front of her and scolded him angrily. The words were beautiful, and if it was someone else, she might still listen. But Ho Wu has a strong personality and likes people who are stronger than herself. She had already labeled Feng Xiaoshan with that punch just now. I'm sincere, Sister Ho Wu, Feng Xiaoshan defended herself again. Get lost. Ho Wu's mentality was a little broken, and she hurriedly left the training room after cursing. Feng Xiaoshan also chased after her. Sister Ho Wu, you have to believe me. If not, how about we try everywhere first? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 22. Dean Kamikaze is anxious. Feng Zai Ocean is going to join Chihuo? Ho Wu felt disgusted and speechless, and left the training room in a hurry. Everyone was dumbfounded. Is this the innate full soul power? The genius of the Kamikaze Academy? Feng Zai Ocean silently put on a smile and ran towards Ho Wu. Are you done? Ho Wu, who was angry, turned around again impatiently and punched Feng Zai Ocean, who was following her. It started again. Lin Feng watched the two with relish. Hey, sister, Ho Wu touched me again. Feng Zai Ocean was knocked to the ground, covering his face, and continued to laugh foolishly. Zai Ocean, wake up. With a snap, a crisp slap hit Feng Zai Ocean's face. A Kamikaze senior who followed Feng Zai Ocean had no choice but to shake Feng Zai Ocean, who was lying on the ground and laughing foolishly, hoping that he could wake up a little. The senior used all his strength to see that it didn't work, so he stood up and began to question Ho Wu in front of him. What did you do to our Xinfeng Academy's Feng Xiao? Why did he become crazy after seeing you? The senior student was angry and spoke sharply. What did I do? He did this on his own. What does it have to do with me? I was just wondering where this psychopath came from to perform some affectionate drama here. Ho Wu had a cold face and defended herself without question. Our junior Zai Ocean is a peerless genius of our Xinfeng Academy. Every day, in addition to practicing hard, he is looking for people to learn from and improve his soul skills. How could he suddenly fall in love with you, a woman he only met once? You must have cast a goo on our junior Feng. Senior Xinfeng did not believe Ho Wu at all and spoke to himself. I said, Feng Xing, where's there a goo in our world? Have you read too many novels in class? At this time, another senior student following Feng Zai Ocean suddenly interrupted him in a low voice. Feng Ping, mind your own business. Even if it's not some witchcraft, then this woman must have used some kind of illusion. Yes, that must be the case. Senior Feng Xing hurriedly concealed his embarrassed expression, and turned to a proud and arrogant face, speaking confidently. But, isn't Ho Wu a fire-attributed extreme flow soul master? Your illusion. Feng Ping deliberately prolonged the word art. You're the only one who talks too much. Feng Xing, who was embarrassed again, couldn't help but pat Feng Ping on the head. Ho ha. Suddenly, a hearty laugh from Lin Feng in the distance broke the awkwardness. Feng Zai Ocean, Ho Wu, and Senior Shen Feng looked at Lin Feng almost at the same time. Lin Feng met their gazes and was stunned. Don't mind me, you guys continue. Then, he picked up the bench and found an inconspicuous place. Without Lin Feng's interruption, the few people instantly returned to their original state. Are all of you in the Xinfeng Academy idiots? Each of them is either mentally retarded or insane. Ho Wu was almost mentally exhausted by the actions of several people, and she rebuked helplessly. Suddenly, Feng Zai Ocean, who heard Ho Wu's criticism of the academy, slowly stood up. The smile on his silly face disappeared in an instant, and a cold and piercing expression appeared on his face. Feng Zai Ocean slowly walked to Ho Wu's position, with an inviolable pressure behind him. Such a change surprised everyone and made them look at him with new eyes. I knew that Zai Ocean Jr. brother would not be easily deceived by women. This is the genius of our Xinfeng Academy. Our Feng Xiao is back. The two Xinfeng seniors raised their hands high and were very excited. I warn you, Feng Zai Ocean, although Ho Wu just said you were rude first. At this time, Ho Wuxiang, who had just caught up, saw this scene and stood in front of Ho Wu without hesitation. I was picked up by the dean when I was young, and the academy raised me. Shinpuku Academy is my home, and no one can humiliate our Shinpuku Academy. Feng Zai Ocean ignored Ho Wuxiang's warning, and looked at Ho Wu behind him, and said seriously, this is what it looks like to have full innate soul power. Several students from Chihiro Academy who followed Ho Wuxiang out later discussed. Feng Zai Ocean has changed his nature? Even Lin Feng was surprised at this moment, and a pine nut candy fell to the ground inadvertently. Ho Wu looked at Feng Zai Ocean and couldn't help feeling surprised. I didn't expect this man to have such a serious side. Just when Ho Wu was ready to fight Feng Zai Ocean again, the style suddenly changed. But if it was said by Sister Ho Wu, it must be okay. Feng Zai Ocean pushed away Ho Wuxiang, who was blocking him, bent over and looked at Ho Wu in a mean way. At this time, the crowd watching the scene suddenly fell silent. Did I just hallucinate? I remember the plot last second was not like this. How can Feng Xiaoshan be so shameless? Everyone was dumbfounded. Ho Wu was stunned for a moment, the corners of her mouth trembled unconsciously, and she turned around and left angrily with a sullen face. Sure enough, we still can't expect too much from this person. In the distance, Lin Feng picked up the pine nut candy that fell on the ground, blew it, and threw it into his mouth. Sure enough, this is Feng Xiaoshan. In the reception room of Chihiro Academy, several people in different clothes sat upright. They were the deans and elders of the 5 academies, and they had all arrived half a day after Lin Feng left. Hey, Lao Ho, I asked my student with full innate soul power to go to your academy to play first. Is he okay? When Shen Feng Academy talked about the innate full soul power, he looked proud. Humph. You have been showing off for a long time. Hulong was furious. Since the dean of Shen Feng came, the words he said have never left his precious Feng Xiaoshan. Old Feng, don't be so cocky, isn't he just a potential title candidate? The others were jealous and poured cold water on him. Only Father Lin calmly picked up the cup and took a sip of tea. He felt that his son's talent was no less than that of a congenital full soul power. Naturally, he would not be jealous. That's right, although Xiaoshan is a congenital full soul power, but it doesn't mean that he will definitely become a title. There's only a 90% chance. Hey, Dean Shen Feng pretended to be worried inside while drinking tea. Old Ho, if Xiaoshan defeats the people from your college team in a few days, you have to control your temper and don't lose your temper with your team members. Be considerate of the young people nowadays. It's not easy for them. They are still young. Dean Shen Feng then put down the teacup and joked with a smile. Humph. You still want to challenge the students of our Blazing Fire team. Just don't get beaten and call for your mother when the time comes. Hulong suppressed his displeasure and retorted sharply. Ho ha ha ha. My Xiaoshan is already level 39 at the age of 15. How can your blazing team have anyone who can fight him? Dean Shen Feng said with a proud look on his face. What? Several other deans and elders were shocked. Hearing what Dean Feng said, Feng Xiaoshan's future is limitless. Yes, yes. I didn't expect that your Shen Feng Academy would produce such a genius. I wish you all a happy New Year's Eve. Some of the questions raised by everyone have been uniformly revised, and I will not reply to them one by one. Please read and collect. Please leave more comments, the author will read them. Thank you. Chapter 23. 2 months later, seeing Dugu Yan again. Just when Dean Shen Feng was still intoxicated by the praises of the crowd. Suddenly. Oh no, Dean, Junior Xiaoshan is in the square right now, and he insists on joining Chihiro Academy. Feng Xing and Feng Ping, who followed Feng Xiaoshan, rushed in and shouted. What? Everyone was shocked again. What's going on? Didn't I promise you to take good care of your Junior Feng? Dean Shen Feng said angrily. It's none of our business, Dean. When a girl named Ho Wu showed up today, Junior Xiaoshan seemed to have lost his soul. Just now, he chased that girl all the way from their academy's practice room to the square, and she insisted on joining Chihiro Academy. The two seniors Shen Feng were so scared that they trembled and hurriedly defended themselves. Old Ho, isn't Ho Wu your daughter? Can you explain to me what's going on? Poaching is not a gentleman's behavior. Dean Feng turned his spearhead to Hulong, who was standing aside angrily. The other people looked at Hulong tacitly, their eyes revealed admiration and a hint of contempt. Old Ho is really good, he actually used the beauty trap. Although the method is not appropriate, it is really cool to see old Feng being frustrated. Hulong was at a loss, and hurriedly asked Feng Xing and Feng Ping to lead them over. College Square. I told you no. Why are you acting like you don't understand what I'm saying? Oh, can you stop following me? Ho Wu was impatient and still walked in front. Feng Xiaoshan followed her closely, looking flattering. A large group of people from Chihiro College gathered around to watch. Lin Feng followed at the end of the team, feeling deeply moved. This Feng Xiaoshan is really determined, but he is too shameless. Don't say there is little true meaning in the world. There have been many passionate people since ancient times. No, it seems that this description is wrong. Or the modern word fits this Feng Xiaoshan, a dead liquor. Just now, people rejected him on the grounds that they were not from the same college, and they gave him such a step. Who would have thought that this kid could actually say that he would transfer to Blazing Academy on the spot? This statement not only shocked Lin Feng's 3 views, but also shocked everyone present. When did Ho Wu, the Tyrannosaurus, become so popular? Hey, maybe Feng Xiaoshan likes this. Suddenly, Dean Shenfeng rushed over with a group of people and stopped Feng Xiaoshan. Xiaoshan, what's the matter? Speak. Dean Feng tried his best to calm himself down. But that kind of awe-inspiring temperament still made some people present shudder. Feng Xiaoshan was still a little afraid of the dean, and he hesitated. Finally, he mustered up the courage to say, I just want to join Blazing Academy. You want to join Blazing Academy? I think you want to go to heaven today. Dean Feng's face darkened almost instantly. I just want to go. I don't care. Feng Xiaoshan continued to do his own thing. Hey, you bastard. Come back with me. Don't embarrass me here. What's wrong with me pursuing my love? Dean Shenfeng was furious when he heard this, picked him up and turned away. No. My sister Ho Wu. Feng Xiaoshan turned his head and shouted in pain, looking at Ho Wu reluctantly. Dean Shenfeng was so angry that he knocked him out with a palm. The other deans watched the two people leaving with relish. Ha, you fell in love with someone's daughter on the first day you came. This Feng Xiaoshan is really a tiger. He dares to talk like this even though old Feng is here. Hulong looked at the chaotic scene in front of him and hurriedly reprimanded everyone to disperse. 2 days later, the Five Elements Academy gathered in the banquet hall. There were all kinds of delicious food and countless fine wines at the party. Several deans sat in the front main area. It was called a gathering of the 5 major element academies, but in fact, each academy brought its own outstanding students to get to know each other. Hey, I've seen a lot of good students in your Shenfeng College and Chihiro College this year, not like our college, Dean Xiangji sighed repeatedly. What's the use of having students? People's hearts are not here now, Dean Shenfeng said angrily. What? It's been 2 days, and the ideological work hasn't been done for your family. Feng Xiaoshan, ha. Dean Leiting smiled and joked. Don't mention this bastard to me, he almost pissed me off these 2 days, and he said he would stay in Chihiro College and not leave. I had someone tie him back to the college early, and I'll deal with him when I get back, Dean Shenfeng said with anger and passion. Hey, why don't you see that old guy Hulong now? At this time, Hulong was drinking silently in an inconspicuous corner, looking at Lin Feng not far away with a depressed mood. Lin Feng ate the unique fire-roasted abalone and charcoal-grilled leeks of Chihiro College with relish, thinking about making up for the fatigue of the past 2 days. She was totally unaware of the fire dragon's gaze behind her. What a good seedling, but it's a pity that he is not from my Chihiro Academy. Shinpu Academy has Feng Xiaoshan, why can't we have Lin Feng in Chihiro Academy? Fire Dragon lamented repeatedly and picked up the wine glass again. Ho Wu, who had been looking for Fire Dragon in vain, finally saw her father's sad face in a corner. She looked at Lin Feng in the distance and decisively understood what her father was thinking. Father, Chihiro Academy doesn't have him, Lin Feng, but I still have me. With me, Chihiro Academy can also defeat other academies. Ho Wu looked at her father angrily and complained. Over the years, Fire Dragon has always regarded her as the core of Chihiro Academy to cultivate. Naturally, she put the banner of Chihiro Academy on her shoulders. Fire Dragon raised her head and drank the wine in the glass, looking at Ho Wu with a moving face. Good. You are worthy of being my Fire Dragon's daughter. Ha. Fire Dragon happily patted Ho Wu's young shoulders. The 2-day party ended quickly. Lin Feng felt that it was meaningless, so he said goodbye to his father one day in advance and went home. 2 months later, in the back mountain of Xiandao Royal Academy. No, it's been a few days, why hasn't Brother Lin come to school to register yet? Shimo asked Dugu Yan in confusion. Oh, are you annoying? You've asked me almost 800 times in the past 2 days. I went into the mountains and forests with my grandfather as soon as I had a holiday. How would I know what happened to him? Dugu Yan was a little impatient and irritable when asked. Although he was irritable, Dugu Yan was still a little worried. Did something happen to Lin Feng? Should I go to his house to find him? Just when Dugu Yan was still worried, Shimo and Yi Lingling came over. Congratulations, Dugu Yan, you are now the deputy monitor of the Xiandao level. Shimo smiled honestly and wished sincerely. Dugu Yan was not in the mood at this time and just smiled in response. Nowadays in Xiandao Academy, the monitor has to rely on strength to win. Not only did Dugu Yan gain prestige among the Xiandao level freshmen in the school in just 2 days, but even Shimo became the monitor of Xianxi level class 1. After chatting for a while, the few of them agreed to go to the cafeteria for dinner. Just as they walked to the school square, talking and laughing, a familiar figure appeared in the distance. Dugu Yan excitedly spoke first. Lin Feng, Why are you here just now? Chapter 24, Dumbfounded, Yu Xian Heng, Happy New Year to everyone. Please read. Please collect. Several people quickly gathered around Lin Feng. Yet, Lin Feng, why did you come just now? It's been 2 or 3 days since school started. If you hadn't come, we would have thought something had happened to you. Shimo looked at Lin Feng, whom he hadn't seen for a long time, with a look of excitement and displeasure in his eyes. Something happened at home these days and delayed me. Sorry, I made you worry. Lin Feng scratched his head and said apologetically. Yaner, Lingling, Shimo, long time no see. Lin Feng looked at the 3 people behind him and waved. Long time no see, Lin Feng. Shimo still looked naive and smiled at Lin Feng. Humph. I wish we would never see each other again. You didn't even send someone to tell us about something at home, and we were worried for so long. Dugu Yan on the side curled her lips, obviously very dissatisfied with Lin Feng's answer. Yi Lingling looked at Lin Feng with tenderness and relaxed eyebrows. Well, it's good that you're here. We were just planning to go to the cafeteria for dinner. Let's go together. Along the way, people looked at them from time to time. Hey, aren't they the ones who are in the limelight in the academy these days? Yeah, did you see the girl with the blue eyes? She was at the Xiandao level when she first entered school, and became the deputy monitor. Aren't those Shimo and the other Xianci level? I heard that the 2 brothers have a martial soul fusion skill, and this Shimo is now the monitor of Xianci Class 1. Who is the person next to him? Yi Lingling. The strongest healing martial soul 9 heart Begonia. I heard that they have been waiting for someone. Could it be the person in the middle? He looks quite handsome, but he doesn't look very strong. By the way, go and inform Boss Xian Heng. 2 HUDs moved in the distance, and when they saw this scene, they hurriedly and carefully ran away. Lin Feng saw that the passers-by were all whispering, with confusion on their faces. What have they been doing in school these 2 days? No matter, eating is important. Academy training room. Yu Xian Heng is practicing with his eyes closed. Boss, the person you are looking for is here, a man who looks like a follower said to Yu Xian Heng flatteringly. What person am I looking for? Explain clearly, Yu Xian Heng asked calmly. It's the person Dugu Yan has been waiting for. Just now I saw Dugu Yan holding that boy's arm, talking and laughing. Yu Xian Heng frowned slightly when he heard it, but the muscles on his face did not change at all. Take me there. He slowly opened his eyes and ordered. Who on earth did Dugu Yan like that he would reject his pursuit? Academy cafeteria. Several people prepared their own meals. Shimo, why did so many people on the road always look at you guys? Lin Feng finally asked. Brother Lin, you don't know this yet. Dugu Yan has just entered the Xiandao level, and she has become a celebrity in just a few days. Not only has the teacher included her in the Xiandao Academy's reserve team, but she has also become the deputy monitor of your Xiandao Class 1. Shimo smiled and looked at Dugu Yan, who was sitting opposite Lin Feng. Don't just talk about me, you are the same. Everyone knows that the monitor of Xiandao Academy must rely on strength to win. At the beginning, some people were dissatisfied with Shimo being the monitor of Xianci Class 1, and asked a senior from the Xiandao level to cause trouble for the 2 brothers. After Shimo used the martial soul fusion, they not only defeated the Xiandao level soul master, but also silenced the voices of opposition. Even Lingling, when the 9-hearted Begonia appeared, the first healing martial soul, several groups in the academy competed for her to join. Dugu Yan continued Shimo's words, talking endlessly. Ha. So many things have happened in the past few days since I was not here. Congratulations to you. Lin Feng smiled and gave his sincere blessings. About the fusion of the martial souls of the 2 brothers of the Shi family. It was Lin Feng who upgraded Shimo with a green martial soul fusion entry when he was still in the Junior Soul Master Academy. Now the talents of these 2 people are much stronger than in the original book. Lin Feng, do you know that someone has taken a fancy to Dugu Yan? At this time, Shimo deliberately lowered his voice and said carefully. He is just an annoying guy. Why do you mention him? Dugu Yan glared at Shimo angrily and said unhappily. What? Someone dares to snatch Yaner from me? It seems that our Yaner is beautiful and charming. Lin Feng smiled contemptuously, hugged Dugu Yan beside him into his arms, and touched her delicate face. Yi Lingling was jealous and grabbed the corner of his clothes. I hate it so much, I didn't promise him. Dugu Yan's earlobes turned red, and her whole body began to feel hot. She lowered her eyes slightly, and her voice was as thin as a mosquito, with a hint of shyness and sweetness. At this moment, Shimo pointed to the door. Hey, Lin Feng, whoever comes will come. That guy, a sturdy young man, came to Lin Feng and his friends angrily. Let go of Yaner, I warn you, Yu Xianheng spoke sharply. Lin Feng looked up and down at the man in front of him. He had neat black short hair and slender hands. His appearance was not handsome, but his face had little expression. After hearing this voice, everyone in the cafeteria looked here. Yu Xianheng, are you sick? What are you shouting? Don't disturb us from eating. Dugu Yan, who was standing aside, saw Yu Xianheng and his face instantly became impatient. Yu Xianheng? Lin Feng was shocked. Isn't he the future captain of the royal team? System, entry exploration. Yu Xianheng. Gender, male. Age 13 innate soul power. 8 martial soul, blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, top level, soul power, level 29. Entries, dumbfounded, white, outstanding talent, purple, lightning power, green, ha ha ha. Lin Feng laughed out loud when he saw the dumbfounded chicken on Yu Xianheng's panel. Dumbfounded, white, you will have a strong concentration and look like a wooden chicken. This description of his current appearance is really too appropriate. Since Yu Xianheng stood there, no muscle on his face has moved. Dugu Yan, you rejected me because of the person next to you. What's so good about him? He looks like just an ordinary soul master. I am the legitimate son of the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family. Yu Xianheng suppressed his anger and turned his eyes to Lin Feng, who was standing aside. Lin Feng is good in every way. Why do you care? Dugu Yan pouted, with a trace of dissatisfaction and helplessness towards Yu Xianheng on her face. Lin Feng, in that case, Lin Feng, do you dare to compete with me? Only the winner is qualified to pursue Miss Yaner. Yu Xianheng thought again and again, and asked provocatively. Although this person's soul power seems to be unfathomable, at the age of just entering school, how high can his soul power be? I won't do stupid things that I am not sure of. Lin Feng did not pay attention to what Yu Xianheng said at the first time, but immediately finished the remaining rice on the plate. Even if Yu Xianheng didn't say it, he was thinking about beating him up. Dare to target Dugu Yan? Some questions raised by everyone have been modified uniformly, and I will no longer reply one by one. Thank you user 856,696 for the reward. Thank you book friends 3026, M for the monthly ticket. Chapter 25. I am Yu Xianheng, born to be sarcastic. Happy New Year. Let's go to the back mountain. Lin Feng stood up and left, and Dugu Yan and the others followed him in unison. When they passed by Yu Xianheng, they didn't even give him a glance. Yu Xianheng was left alone to experience the silent indifference behind him. This Lin Feng is too arrogant. Yeah, it seems that he doesn't even take Yu Xianheng as a dish. At this time, the surrounding discussion sounded, and many people followed quietly. Yu Xianheng felt that he was despised and turned around angrily to follow. On the way, Lin Feng felt that just beating him up would not be enough to vent his anger. System, refresh Yu Xianheng's entry, Ling. The entry of outstanding talent has been refreshed. Lin Feng checked the results of the refresh one by one with interest. Golden seed, purple, the child you give birth to is likely to be better than you. Outstanding talent, purple, you will obtain full innate soul power. Twin martial soul, purple, you have twin martial souls and get a second martial soul at random. I really want to choose the golden seed, but unfortunately I can't do it for the time being. Lin Feng shook his head. He remembered that he had tried to change Wang Lei's innate soul power level before. But the system will force people with soul power entries to retain a soul power entry. At that time, he wanted to refresh a white soul power entry for Wang Lei, and then thought about replacing his green soul power entry. But unexpectedly, the white soul power entry was never refreshed. At that time, he guessed that innate level 5 soul power and below were not worthy of having an entry. Because he was like this. From this point of view, the lowest soul power entry refreshed was the green innate level 6 soul power. In the end, Wang Lei's innate soul power had to be replaced with a green level 6. In other words, unless he refreshed Yu Xianheng with a little talent, he could replace this purple talent. Now, Yu Xianheng happened to have a green entry that had been refreshed. Lin Feng took a look at the refresh result of the lightning power. Roar, this refresh is just what I want. Lin Feng was happy. The green lightning power actually refreshed a little talent. Yu Xianheng, then don't blame me. I'll change your innate soul power first. After the innate soul power is changed, it will only reduce your talent, not your level. Yu Xianheng can't find it either. System, Change the power of thunder and lightning to slightly talented, and change the outstanding talent to golden seed. I let you try to steal my house while I'm away, and I'll teach you a lesson after the entries are refreshed. Lin Feng looked at the last entry of Yu Xianheng. Confidence, white. You will never give up hope even in the face of difficulties. Longevity, white. You can live to 90 years old. Straightforward, white. You speak without thinking, are good at sarcasm, and use words to undermine other people's confidence. But sometimes you look like a 250. Lin Feng looked at the 3 white entries after the refresh and chose straightforward. Among them, sarcasm is the only entry that can be considered a negative buff. Sarcasm can make it easier for him to provoke others and bring him more trouble. Lin Feng scratched his chin, thinking. After making the choice, Lin Feng silently waited for Yu Xianheng's taunting effect to be triggered. Sure enough, just after arriving at the back mountain. Lin Feng, you kid has a mouth but can't speak. You look like a normal person, hugging one on the left and one on the right, and you Dugu Yan? Why did you find such a loser like Lin Feng? Are you willing to share a husband with Yilingling next to you? Do you understand the love of 3 people, And Yu Xianheng behind him began to feel uncomfortable and erupted in anger. Dugu Yan originally only regarded him as an annoying guy. But after hearing Yu Xianheng's outspoken words, she was really angry. Yu Xianheng, shut up. Don't rely on the fact that you are from the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family and I dare not do anything to you. My grandfather is also a titled Douluo. Hearing Dugu Yan bring up his grandfather, Yu Xianheng began to panic. Besides talking about your grandfather, what else can you do? If you have the ability, why don't you fight me in a one-on-one duel? A one-on-one duel, but he still pretended to be calm and said stubbornly. Somehow, what he said today was always one step ahead of his brain. His original intention was to let Dugu Yan see Lin Feng's character clearly and not be deceived by his sweet words. Dugu Yan was furious when she heard it and was about to step forward. Seeing this, Lin Feng stopped her. Yaner, Yu Xianheng, I will teach him a lesson for you. Lin Feng walked forward slowly, and the 3 soul rings of yellow and purple under his feet lit up. He is also a soul master. Yes, we have rarely met people who are soul masters as soon as they enter Xian'ao Academy. Not only this year, there are 2, those who followed quietly said in shock. Yu Xianheng's face turned ugly when he saw Lin Feng's 3 soul rings. What's the point of suppressing me by level? If you have the ability, don't use your 3rd soul skill to fight me, Yu Xianheng said with a stiff face. After seeing Lin Feng's strength, he instinctively wanted to withdraw, but there were so many people watching. He couldn't lose face. After hearing Yu Xianheng's words, the people around him sighed. This Yu Xianheng is really bold. I'm still 1 year younger than you. Hearing the discussions around him, Yu Xianheng also felt a little embarrassed and his face turned red. Okay, Lin Feng smiled and put away the 3rd soul ring, but he still released the pressure of the soul master. Any other requests? Lin Feng said with a provocative look on his face. If you have the ability to suppress your soul power to level 29, we will compete fairly. Seeing that Lin Feng was so easy to talk to, Yu Xianheng's tone became a little tougher. Yu Xianheng, do you believe that I will only use the 1st soul skill? If you can take it, I will count you as the winner. Lin Feng put away the pressure of the soul master and suppressed the soul power level to level 29. Okay, Yu Xianheng was overjoyed when he saw the hope of winning, and agreed immediately. Isn't this Lin Feng too arrogant? Why don't I think so? He really has the strength, several people in the audience whispered. Come on, Lin Feng, 2nd soul skill, thunder. Yu Xianheng was ready, waiting for Lin Feng to lose in a while. At the same time, a voice that made him panic sounded. 3rd soul skill, Emperor Fire Rage. Lin Feng's soul master's pressure suddenly rose again, and his soul power reached his peak state. What? Yu Xianheng looked up in shock. Lin Feng in the distance was still smiling playfully, and the 3rd soul ring under his feet lit up. In the sky, a wave of raging flames appeared, and before Yu Xianheng could scold Lin Feng, you don't have martial ethics. The gushing flames had already overwhelmed the thunder with an absolute advantage and hid him. Yu Xianheng fell to the ground, bleeding profusely, his eyes revealing unwillingness. He wanted to speak but couldn't. Lin Feng walked slowly in front of him. Yu Xianheng, you don't really think I don't use my 3rd soul skill, do you? Stupid. Hearing Lin Feng's ridicule, Yu Xianheng couldn't catch his breath and fainted. Lin Feng turned around and took Dugu Yan and others away from the back mountain, leaving the crowd of onlookers dumbfounded. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.